What's happening, man? What's happening? What's happening? Let's see. Uh, yo, what up, man? Everybody hit that like button, man. Can y'all hear that dryer going in the background? Can y'all hear that dryer going in the background? Hmm. Yeah, man. You in here, man? This is basically Joe Biden's hometown, man. Damn, I've been muted all this time. Damn, this is basically Joe Biden's hometown, man. I had some technical difficulties, guys. Sorry. Um, so I had to turn my computer off and turn it back on. Salute to everybody who hit the Cash App last night, man. I didn't get a chance to shout you guys out because my phone was messed up. My phone not messed up, but I had just got a new phone. Just got a new phone, man. These phones are bigger. Every time I get a phone, new phone is bigger than the last time. Phone's so big, man. Pause. Um, there's still no sound. Okay, this sound. Yeah. Um, yeah. This sound now, right? Yeah. Yeah. Salute to Kyle, man. Salute to Smoky Treats. Salute to Eric S. Ock Nation Hall of Famer coming through once again. Salute to you guys, man, for last night, man. Trump throwing a. This is happening by his hometown. Look at all these good old white people, man. No twerking rappers needed. That's racist, man. That's racist. Trump. This isn't Biden's hometown, man. Shout out to Scott Kelly, man. He said if the cackling border czar wants to give the middle class a tax break, why did they hire 87,000 additional IRS agents? They about everybody about to get audited, man. And you know who that's going to disproportionately affect. You know who tax audit's going to disproportionately affect. I don't think y'all know how black people roll from tax time, man. Black people don't necessarily do taxes the same way everybody else do taxes. We do taxes differently, man. We auction off our kids, man, for taxes on during tax season, man. All these racists, man. God damn, this is Klan rally, man. You couldn't have this many black people together and it don't some shit jump off, man. There probably wasn't one person here talking audibly enough to be heard 30 feet away. Shout out to Kimberly Ashcraft. She said, best channel, best chat, best panel on YouTube. Getting in early tonight. Sent one last night as the show ended. Yeah, I saw that. Salute to you, Kimberly, man. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, glad you get to join the show tonight. Enjoy the show, man. Trump had 12 million likes on his TikTok stream. 12 million likes. That's insane. And that's at this point. That was at that point during the stream. 12 million likes. 12 million likes. Let's see what Kamala's doing, man. My wife got mad at me because I called her Kamala. She said you can't even pronounce her name right. I was like, oh, okay, so that's a thing now. Now they get mad when you don't pronounce her name right. Damn, that was a good commercial. That was a good commercial, man. Jeez. Uh-oh. Don't worry, fellas. Don don't want you, man. That's good though. You ain't got to worry about it when you and Don come around. You know he don't want you, man. He want a white man, man. Don want a white man, man. Blow his back out. Thank God, man. What's up, Don? You get Don a brother, man, dap and everything. What's up, man? Give him a hug and everything. You know he don't want you. Shit. Thank God, man. You said no sound on the videos? No sound on the videos? Oh shit, what the fuck just happened? Let me see. There's no sound on the videos. That's interesting. That's interesting. That's gonna be a problem. Hold on, let me see something. Did I press something? Yo, test, test, test. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Wow. Let me see something. Wow. Wow. What the hell did I just do? What did I do? How did I do that? How did I do it to where how did I make it to where the videos don't play? Let me see something. Wow. Now this one I don't know how to I don't know how I did this one.
We're not going to let none of the Democrats off the hook who were saying they had sanctuary cities, and they were saying, come on in, come on in, come on in. And that's when Republicans started shipping them. And then that's when they was like, everybody stop. It's too much. That's what they were trying to tell you from the beginning, but you didn't want to listen.
He gets right to the point, doesn't he? Chris Oliveros with the...
You can hear that? The YouTube videos have sound, but my no sound on. Let me X out of that. Thank you guys for being patient, man. Let me see if I can let me see if I can maybe it's something I did. I pressed something, man. You know, I'm notorious for pressing stuff, man. My daughter, man. My daughter did something to my computer, man. Tell me if you can hear this.
Federal ban on price gauging on food.
We've seen this kind of thing tried in lots of other countries before. Venezuela, Argentina, the Soviet Union, etc. It leads to shortages. It leads to black markets.
Essentially, what we're talking about is gargantuan big government that controls everything. What we're talking about is a war on capitalism.
It's not going to be markets. It's not going to be supply and demand that's determining how much your grocery store charges you for milk or for eggs. It's going to be some bureaucrat in DC, which seems like totally unworkable.
It's always about control. They want to control. They want to be able to pick winners and losers and also be able to punish those losers.
You think my daughter is an innocent angel, man? I got to bring my daughter on the show one day. My daughter, man, she off the chain, man. She don't listen, man. My daughter don't listen no more, man. Something happened, man. She like 3 and it's August, September, October. She 3 and 10 months. She don't listen no more, man. My daughter does not listen anymore, man. My daughter don't listen no more, man. She just stopped listening. She said she told me no the other day, man. She was like, no. I was like, I didn't even know what to do, man. I was like, wait a second, man. What you mean no? Only thing make my daughter move, man, is turning the TV off. Turn the TV off. That's the only thing she'll get. She'll listen if you threaten to turn the TV off. Yeah, turn the TV off. Okay, she'd be like, all right, all right. I turn I I turn TV off. My daughter turned into like goddamn. She'd be like, oh, how can we adjudicate this disagreement so that both sides walk away whole and mutually with a mutually beneficial. I'd be like, oh, okay. So now I turn the TV off. You want to get on? You want to talk? You want to negotiate now? Any other time you ain't gonna listen.
It has to be about a goal of saying everybody should end up in the same place. And since we didn't start in the same place, some folks might need more. Equitable distribution. Giving resources based on equity, understanding that we fight.
Inviting migrants here with no education and no money, and then talking about equity and redistribution of assets. Think about that, guys. Inviting poor, low IQ, uneducated people from the nether regions of the fucking third world, and then talking about redistributing our wealth. That's a wicked plan. That's wicked. If they pull this off, man, that's going to be crazy.
It has to be about a goal of saying everybody should end up in the same place. And since we didn't start in the same place, some folks might need more. Equitable distribution. Giving resources based on equity, understanding that we fight for equality, but we also need to fight for equity, understanding not everyone starts out at the same place. So there's a big difference between equality and equity. Equality suggests often everybody should get the same thing. Well, that often assumes everybody started out in the same place, as opposed to equity, which is everyone should end up in the same place. And if you then understand not everybody started out in the same place, you understand.
Yeah, man, I want the same amount of views as Black conservative perspective. This communism thing sounds all right to me. I need the same amount of subscribers as Brandon Tatum, man. This might be good, man. I don't know, man. I think this communism thing might be nice, man. We all end up in the same place, man. You know what? F that, man. I want the same amount of subscribers as PewDiePie, man, and Mr. Beast, man. Yeah, man. Give me the same amount of subscribers as PewDiePie and Mr. Beast, man. Equity, man. We all got to end up in the same place, man.
Some people need more. So we all end up in the same place, right? We are proud of the fact that equity is one of our guiding principles. Proud of the fact that we understand equality is important, but not everybody starts out on the same base. We see that people in our country are having an experience that is not equal. So when we talk about the work we are doing here together, it is recognizing that and being guided by this principle of what we must do in the spirit and in the interest of equity. To put equity firmly at the center.
I got something. Listen. put it firmly at the center. Damn, Kamala, that sounds like something you'll say to Willie Brown, man. You want us to put firmly in the center. The hell?
Firmly at the center of our economic policy. But no, if you look at the reality of who will benefit from certain policies, when you take into account that they're not starting at the same place and they're not starting on equal footing, it will directly benefit Black children, Black families, Black homeowners.
What about Indian families, man? Why you ain't never talking about Indian families? She straight like just dumped Indian people, man. She ain't got no message for Indian people no more. She went from, damn, that's crazy, man. What about your Indian peeps, man?
We're here in Jersey, Atlantic City. Who do you support?
I plead the fifth.
Trump for the win.
Tell me why.
Yeah, man. Dude said I plead the fifth. He's scared, man. His wife might be watching.
I can't really call that right now, but I just feel like she's not good for president. She's good vice, but not for the actual lead role for the country.
Does it have
So she's good for vice president, bro? You really think Obama is a good vice president, man? Obama is the worst vice president ever, man. They asked these brothers, man. These brothers, man, just nah, man.
Trump for the win.
Tell me why.
I can't really call that right now, but I just feel like she's not good for president. She's good vice, but not for the actual lead role for the country.
Does it have anything to do with being a woman?
No.
Does it have anything to do with being a woman? Okay, Don, you want to play that game? Is she good to be your vice girlfriend? Is she good to be your lover? No. Does it have anything to do with being a woman? Huh? Would you go out on a date with Kamala, Don? No. Does it have anything to do with her being a woman?
Tell me why.
I can't really call that right now, but I just feel like she's not good for president. She's good vice, but not for the actual lead role for the country.
Does it have anything to do with being a woman?
No. No, because I feel like women, nah, you're not going to give me that.
Your money's on Harris.
Yeah,
Who do you want?
Trump.
Why don't you like Harris?
Oh, she don't have any experience.
She's
She
the
was
vice
with
president.
Biden.
She's a senator.
Yeah, no experience. No. She had no experience.
Well, I want Donald Trump. I just feel we need somebody that has a stronger background with the military and the world in general.
She was a prosecutor and an attorney general and a senator and a vice president. You're in a gambling town. Who's your money on?
I'm gonna support the Democratic Party, but I mean, Trump looked like he got it in the bag right now.
4 years ago, it was a lot better. I made a lot more money than I do now.
I know you feel that way, but that's not actually what the record shows. The economy is actually better under Biden. No, I'm serious. That's what the facts show.
Okay, you know what?
No, that's not because I watch CNN. Trump or Harris?
Trump.
That's who's going to win.
That's who's going to win.
Who you support?
I support Trump. All the people that came to this country legally, it's not fair that they're letting all 10,000 to 15,000 people or 20,000 people here illegally. Have you seen San Diego? Yeah. They're coming off the boats, off the water right here, off the ocean. Did you know Biden was flying them in? Did you know Biden was flying them in? You didn't know that?
What do you Canadians think about what's going on here?
We think you're all nuts. We're just watching from afar and just enjoying the show.
I got to get out of Atlantic City. Where are we going to next?
They gave Don a little job. They like, Don, here's something to do. Don ain't had nothing to do, man. Don, ever since he got fired from CNN, man, he ain't had nothing to do, man. He like a little kid, man. They just be giving him little stuff. Give Don this so he can go, so he won't sue us for being racist or something like that. Salute to Gary Reed, man. He said Kamala, the Uganda giant, is letting everyone know that she's a full-fledged socialist. She knows just enough votes will come in at 2 a.m. Facts. Facts. Oh, we just found some more votes. Wow. Look how far they're sitting away. Look at this dumbass shit. Do you know they have more COVID shots? They have like a yearly COVID shot now. It's like the flu shot. You got to take a COVID shot every year now. That shit is crazy. Listen, they probably came in. She probably came in, greeted her with a hug and everything. And then when the cameras came on, they sat fucking 10 feet apart. Remember those days, man? 4 short years ago, man. Social distancing.
President Biden always said that he wants you to be the last person in the room, particularly for big decisions, just as he was for President Obama. He just made a really big decision. Afghanistan.
Yes.
Were you the last person in the room?
Yes.
And you feel comfortable?
I do.
President Biden always said that he...
Swifties for Trump. Taylor Swift gonna denounce y'all, man. She gonna tell y'all don't be Swifties no more. Taylor Swift is super duper woke. She don't want no Swifties for Trump. There's an enormous line to get into Tim Walz's rally in Omaha, Nebraska today. It's clear from lines like this that the media has completely underreported the energy and enthusiasm surrounding this campaign. Retweet so all Americans see this. The Democrats are currently building a massive wall around their convention in Chicago. I thought walls were racist. Oh. Filter Gang. What's up, Filter Gang?
People act like we had Trump for the past 4 years and Kamala is coming to save us. We literally had Biden and Kamala for the past 4 years. So is she coming to save us from herself?
Yeah, I'm glad she sees that, but most sisters they don't care. First of all, let me just say that. Most people don't care. Most Democrats don't care. Let's see this.
Two things. I think number one, she took a lot of far left positions during her first run in 2019 and 2020. She has, temporarily kind of moderated these through some anonymous quotes from aides saying, well, she doesn't really want to ban fracking anymore. She doesn't want to do this, doesn't want to do that. This new program that she's kind of doing is pretty far left, $25,000, price controls essentially. That's number one. But the other thing is, kind of conveniently forgot she was vice president for the last 4 years when a lot of the housing market crisis was at its worst, when inflation was at its worst. So there's a lot of memory holding that. But look, when it comes to the $25K, I mean, you just added $25,000 into every price on every home price in the country. Because if you're giving that away essentially for free, people will add it into the price. Two things. I think number one.
Wow. He's a moron.
Post, and I think confirmed by Politico, move by Kamala Harris.
Thank you for asking.
Price fix.
Thank you for
Do you have
asking.
any
Salute to Louis Barrow, man. He says, went to my 20-year high school reunion with all sons, no gliders, and no gunplay occurred. Sometimes you can be where there's more than three. Yeah, man, don't get me wrong. Yeah, you can be where there's more than 3. You're right, man. You're right. But it just, that's the only place that's not safe. Let's put it like this. 99% of the not safe places are where there's more than 3. Can we agree on that? That 99% of the not safe places in America are where there's more than 3 sons. Shout out to LRLRS, man. Coming through, man. Big Larry in the building. David DeHart says, Don be putting his duck skinners on your lips. A guy sued him. Yeah. I wonder what happened with that case, man. That case just disappeared, man. I got to look it up one day. The real Donald Trump says, Ak Nation, can I count on your vote this November? Yeah, man. You can count on my vote, man. Without a doubt, man. Salute to CA, man. He says, I will pay for Don and his husband to go on a romantic trip to Uganda. Expenses paid. Yeah, man. Let me get to the bullshit, man. Let me get off this app, man. Let me get to the bullshit, man.
On this Saturday night, I'm Christina Rondone, and we begin tonight with the double homicide investigation in Oakland. Police say 4 people were shot at an apartment building, 2 of them fatally. KTVU's Bailey O'Carroll has the latest in this case.
Multiple streets were shut down as Oakland police cars lined a residential neighborhood in East Oakland Saturday. According to police, 4 people were shot just after 9 a.m. on the 1800 block of 83rd Avenue. 2 of the victims died. 2 others were transported to a nearby hospital and are currently listed in critical condition. According to police, the 4 victims and a suspect got into an altercation that escalated when the suspect pulled a gun and started firing before fleeing the scene in an unknown car. A man who did not want to show his face but lives in the neighborhood said he's not surprised by the violence.
I'm used to this. I heard the gunshots, but I didn't want to go look because I could get killed too.
According to the man who's lived in the neighborhood for just over a year, he was robbed at gunpoint just weeks ago, walking in the same area.
15 days ago, I got robbed at gunpoint and I called the cops. They never showed up and I lost $500.
Just yesterday, Oakland's police chief Floyd Mitchell addressed the media as he hit 100 days on the job, touting that crime in the city is down.
What we're doing right now is showing benefits, and that's evident in the reduction of the crime that we're seeing.
The shooting is still under investigation. Police are asking anyone with information to contact them. In Oakland, I'm Bailey O'Carroll.
Damn.
KTVU, Fox 2 News.
From your breaking news and weather authority, this is 13 Wham News at 6.
Tonight, 2 convicted felons out on parole are back behind bars, accused in this week's deadly triple shooting.
2 convicted felons out on parole, man. Wow. That's a hell of an intro, man.
Breaking news and weather authority. This is 13 Wham News at 6.
Tonight, 2 convicted felons out on parole are back behind bars, accused in this week's deadly triple shooting.
The change is people need to wake up, and, everybody complains about the system and this and that. Well, the people that can change it, what are you doing?
Monday's attack on Hazelwood Terrace claiming the life of a 19-year-old woman and leaving 2 teen boys in critical condition. Good evening. I'm Matt Malloy. Rochester police believe the two suspects may have been involved in other shootings around Rochester. 21-year-old Nazier Horton and 21-year-old Quentin Riviere now charged with murder. Investigators say both men were out on parole on previous felony convictions, and Horton had been arrested and released for another incident just 19 days ago. We have team coverage tonight detailing the major break in this case as the victims' families pursue justice. Carly Miner standing by with reaction from family and friends of the 19-year-old woman killed in Monday's attack. We begin, though, with Natalie Calzatoni, who was at this morning's arraignment of those two suspected killers. Natalie, good evening.
Good evening, Matt. Last night, Rochester Police's SWAT team and tactical unit executed multiple search warrants and took both suspects into custody. The two prior convicted felons with extensive criminal history faced a judge this morning. Two suspects are under arrest in connection with the shooting that killed 19-year-old Rukia Isaac and injured.
Damn. They killed a beautiful young lady, man. She was going to make some son, man, a nice baby mama, man. Damn. I wonder if they killed her on purpose. Shout out to Charles, man. He says, instead of a 20-year son class reunion, try a 20-year-old son party and see how safe that is. Yeah, man. Go to a son club, man, and then hit us back, man.
Two other teens in Rochester's Beechwood neighborhood Monday afternoon.
It was brazen, it was violent, and not only did a young woman die, two other young men were seriously injured, still in the hospital.
Police executed multiple search warrants at a home on Edmond Street that they say was being used as a gatehouse to sell cocaine and marijuana before arresting 21-year-old Nazier Horton and 21-year-old Quentin.
These niggas look they don't look like they just killed the girl. They look like they give no fucks. They look cold, man. You can't save these dudes, man. You can't wish you may wish that these dudes wasn't like that, man. You may wish that these dudes, the system failed them, and if they would have had this and they would have had that, maybe things would have turned out different. But, man, I'm here to tell you, man, if you can't replace that feeling of being a shooter on the streets of Blackistan, these dudes, the reputation they have as shooters, the feeling that gives them, the gravitas that gives them, the status that gives them, these some bad motherfuckers, man. You can't replace that with a job training program or a trip to the museum, man. I'm on the record, man. You can't save these dudes, man.
Suspects are under arrest in connection with the shooting that killed 19-year-old Rukia Isaac and injured two other teens in Rochester's Beechwood neighborhood Monday afternoon.
It was brazen, it was violent, and not only did a young woman die, two other young men were seriously injured, still in the hospital.
Police executed multiple search warrants at a home on Edmond Street that they say was being used as a gatehouse to sell cocaine and marijuana before arresting 21-year-old Nazier Horton and 21-year-old Quentin Riviere.
Certainly a targeted attack against at least one of the two young men that were shot. And, you know, Miss Isaac was just walking down the sidewalk and she was hit by a stray bullet fired by the...
Wow. Them fools killed this girl who had nothing to do with it, just walking down the street, and they come into court stone-faced like, yeah, we don't give a fuck. Out on parole for violent felonies. Back in court for this shit. Looking like like we bothering them. These niggas look like we bothering them, man. Look at this nigga. He looked like man, what the fuck is up, man? What y'all want? He looked like he just it's crazy, man. They look like we bothering them. Like, hey, man, excuse me, man. You killed a woman. You killed an innocent woman yesterday, man. What? Yeah, you killed an innocent woman yesterday. One of your stray bullets, man, from your shooting, killed an innocent woman. So? All right, man. Yeah, right. So, can I go like I did last time? Y'all gonna let me go? Nah, this time you can't go, man. You can't go this time.
Were there, and we found over 150 vials of cocaine.
Police tell me both suspects in this case have extensive felony records and are believed to be involved in other multiple shootings in the city.
They're both on. Was just walking down the sidewalk, and she was hit by a stray bullet fired by the suspects.
Horton and Riviere are both charged with second-degree murder, assault, and drug possession.
We knew that this was a house that the suspects used to sell drugs. We hit it when the suspects were there, and we found over 150 vials of cocaine.
Police tell me both suspects in this case have extensive felony records and are believed to be involved in other multiple shootings in the city.
They're both on parole. So since the time they were 18, they've gotten multiple felony convictions. They've done, a small amount of prison time, and they've been paroled out.
Investigators say Horton was released on parole for assault in March, and Riviere is on parole for burglary. Both have prior convictions for weapons possession. On July 24th, Horton's parole officers arrested him for allegedly riding a stolen moped. He was charged with violating parole and released from custody. Due to the prior convictions, neither is allowed to legally have a weapon. The ADA on the case says this violence is infuriating.
Violence in the city of Rochester has been skewing younger and younger for several years now. And, it's sad that this has become commonplace in Rochester.
The family is pissed that somebody who should not have been out of jail was out of jail and took away their 19-year-old daughter who worked and was trying to live a normal life. They're pissed because they've been let down by the system who let a violent predicate felon, out of jail after he was just arrested.
The pair entered not guilty pleas in a Rochester City court today. A third suspect, 38-year-old Ronaldo Napier, was at the Edmond Street home during the search and is charged with criminal possession of a controlled substance. Matt.
I want to get you a developing story now. A Navarro County educator.
Shout out to everybody out there. He said, "What's G here since car days? A real Philly Italian." Yeah, Sammy the Bull. What's Sammy that Bull? What's up, man? What's good, man? I remember that name. Shout out to Sammy the Bull, man. My man named himself after a rat. But that rat got 19 bodies, so I guess it's kind of good. It's kind of all right. He got 19 bodies, but he's a rat. Salute to Barry B, man. Barry B, Ock Nation Hall of Famer, man, coming through once again, man. Let me drop the link, man. We'll bring the panel up, man. Bring the panel up. Let's see. Got a great show for you guys tonight, man. Damn. Link is in the description box, man. If you want to join the panel, man, link is in the description box. What's happening, man?
Yo, what up?
Ain't nothing. Ain't nothing, man. Mystic Philly in the building.
I want to get you a developing story now. A Navarro County educator is in the hospital after a classroom disruption. Our Dawn White is in Corsicana with what we are learning tonight and a whole lot of reaction now from parents.
A spokesperson with the Corsicana ISD said the assistant principal had to be airlifted to the hospital after an altercation in the classroom here at Collins.
Think about that, man. You got to be airlifted, man. Like they can't wait for the ambulance. They gotta get it, man. You got to get there now.
It sounds expensive.
Oh yeah, hella expensive, man. Hella expensive. Like, yo, we got to get you there now, man. I don't know how much gas it costs to airlift somebody, but I'm sure it's a lot, man. Wow.
Collins Intermediate School yesterday. Gabriel Diaz has a fifth grader at Collins Intermediate School and has concerns after hearing what the district says happened at his daughter's school.
Presión que tienen the teachers and the students are under a lot of pressure, and I believe parents should make more of an effort to kind of help out.
Assistant Principal Kendra Rogers had to be airlifted to a Dallas area hospital.
Wow.
Her husband, Eugene Rogers, is the Corsicana High School head football coach. The school district says the incident happened inside a small classroom with less than 10 students inside.
You know, there's way too many
smaller classrooms, man. Smaller classrooms.
Yo, I was expecting a glider cream. This kind of hit me from left field, it being the system.
Look at this Aztec right here, man. God damn,
Right,
man.
That Omic.
Yeah.
help out.
Assistant Principal Kendra Rogers had to be airlifted to a Dallas area hospital. Her husband, Eugene Rogers, is the Corsicana High School head football coach. The school district says the incident happened inside a small classroom with less than 10 students inside.
You know, there's way too many students per teacher, and you know, kids tend to run, then tend to scream, and it's kind of hard to control them. So we just really need that help for teachers to help take care of the children. And my biggest concern is that this will not only be against teachers, but it might be an incident among students.
The district.
Damn, how many? They had 10 kids in the class. Fucking goddamn Paco, man. What the fuck? How many kids you want in the fucking class? 5?
Give him a break. You probably drunk.
Yeah, good point.
Among students.
The district isn't releasing any more information, saying it's an ongoing investigation. The district says the school was secured after the incident and the student was detained with charges pending.
You know, we're praying for Miss Rogers and her family. We're praying for the student and his family as well. You know, we're
hold on, man. Time out, man. You're praying for the kid who beat the shit out of that woman and she had to be airlifted? Nah, man, we ain't praying for him, dude.
Knit community, and this community comes together and things like this. And so right now we're just going to wait and let the legal system play out, and hopefully Miss Rogers will be okay and back at work soon.
The school district spokesperson says the assistant principal remains in the hospital and is in good spirits. In Corsicana, Dawn White, CBS News, Texas.
And starts now with a breaking news alert.
All right, we do start with some breaking news out of Corsicana this noon hour. It's coming from the school district there, and it's regarding a story we've been following. We know a lot of eyes have been on this story after an assistant principal was airlifted to the hospital yesterday afternoon. The school district is saying it happened at Collins Intermediate School. Here's an idea on your screen of where that school is. The school district has identified the employee hurt as Kendra Rogers. There's a photo of her on the left. She joined the district during the second semester last year as an assistant principal. She is pictured here with her husband, Eugene Rogers. We are told Eugene is a 1984 Corsicana High School graduate and is in his first year as the high school's head football coach. The district did provide an update on her condition today, saying she is improving. The school district says yesterday's incident happened in a classroom with fewer than 10 students present. The student involved, they say, was detained and charges are pending. The student's name, they say, will not be released because of privacy laws. Additional administrators, support staff, and officers are on campus today and will remain on campus as needed going forward. The district superintendent released this statement saying, quote, "Our prayers are with Mrs. Rogers and her family, but also the family of the student, those in the classroom at the."
Wow.
2 of 5 juveniles in custody in connection.
The hell with your prayers, man.
And starts now.
Family of the student. That's kind of a weird thing to say, right?
It's tone deaf, man. It's too woke. It's too you know what I'm saying? You don't gotta do all that.
Nah, that's too much. Yo, have you checked the school out in Greater School apps yet?
Oh, what's the name of this school? Corsicana. Hold on, let me see something.
It really concerns me.
When school let out at Collins Intermediate,
It's
Hold on.
really, really, really scary.
Parents waiting outside for their 5th.
Collins Intermediate.
I mean, I wonder who the kid was. You know, I mean, I'm gonna assume it was a son kid, but we don't know that it was.
I mean, it could have been. I mean, to do that type of damage, though, it probably was a son.
Yeah,
That's a lot of damage, man.
Yeah. I mean, she didn't look little either. She looked kind of big.
Let me see something.
And 6th graders had a lot of questions.
I would like to know how it happened.
About what led up to the school's assistant principal, Kendra Rogers, being airlifted from campus Thursday.
So it says, let's see. Oh, wow. Wow.
What?
This school's got an 8 out of 10 and a 10 out of 10 in test scores.
No way.
What the? This school's probably got like 4 black kids, man.
Dude, it was probably a glider kid, dude. Oh, no.
10 out of 10? No way, man. Look, they're above the nationals, they're above the states in everything, man.
Maybe it was her fault. Maybe she caused it.
She did something, man. What the hell? Why you do that, sister, and make that kid have to beat your ass, man? Low income and underserved students are doing good too. Wow.
What town?
Huh?
What town?
What? You gotta
What?
speak English, man. English, man, not Haitian, man. What you doing?
Somewhere in
Say
Texas.
it again. I couldn't hear you. My bad. Okay.
This dude said, he said, so it say 57% white, 21% Hispanic, 10% Asian, and 6% black.
Wow. That sounds about right.
That's a
Yeah, I
safe
mean,
school.
it could be a gifted and talented school.
Wow. So what do you think happened here then, Mark, since you're familiar in this realm?
It happens, man. You have a son that snapped.
So you think
I don't know if it was a son. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
It probably, but that doesn't mean that the son ain't smart either, though. So that happens a lot. Like we have schools in Newark, Science, in Science Park High, but they got some rough around the edge sons, and that are woke too. So,
I mean, they airlifted her, dude. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, that means she got her ass whooped, man. They had to get her there. They were like, oh shit, we got her. Get her there, man. She ain't she might not make it, man. Um I'm trying to find the school, uh something about it.
I'm looking right now.
Don't they
It's a pretty.
airlift if it's remote? Like, isn't that only something that happens if they're out in the sticks or something?
I heard so. It says, wow, Corsicana ISD Collins Intermediate School official assaulted with a flying chair, and it apparently from scanner traffic struck in her eye. Care flight landed and took her away. That stupid kid needs to go away to jail for a long time. That's a comment from Facebook.
Also, it was a flying chair. Wow.
Yeah, that's the son because you could tell the
Yeah.
person was carefully using their words.
Well, sons, and I mean, I don't know if it's gonna make sense, but sons like throwing chairs. You know what I mean? I noticed that.
This person says, first of all, be sure you know the story before you post. I have heard firsthand what happened, and there is more to the story. It's best just to pray for all involved. This is how things get stirred up because of Facebook. Stop it. Yo, bitch, you hating, man. We trying to find out what happened, you fucking whore.
Right.
Shit. Uh, It said this other woman says district admin always calls assaults on teachers disturbances. They need to protect the teachers from these violent kids. But they really don't care about teachers or civil students. That's why they are never proactive in dealing with problems, only react. So yeah, it still doesn't. No one's talking about.
Yeah.
Of course, probably no one is going to talk about the race, but
So it's got to be a son kid, maybe. I don't know. Yo, don't get me wrong. I like this mix that we see on the screen. Like that's like a nice, not too much. You know, like
a
it's just like
sprinkling, a
it's
smattering.
of all of them, though, not just some people, but like, you know what I mean. Like it's not
Yeah.
a bad mix. You know, I think anyway. You even got
Yeah,
Tigers
man.
in there. Come on.
Yeah, Tigers will lift up them test scores, man. Shout out to the Tigers, man. Hold on, let me see. It says,
And some of the sons probably are, some of them are African. They could also uplift the test scores.
look at him trying to throw Africans in there, man.
No. It's the truth, though. It's the truth.
I know.
Well, is it? Wait, hold on. Is it true though?
That's
Is
because
that
they
so?
scared. Only reason Africans is smart is because they scared of their parents.
Yeah, that's true. Because the school I went to in Columbia, the Africans and the gliders and the Juice Crew kids pulled up the test scores.
Yeah,
So it's the truth.
Wait, in Colombia?
yeah.
Columbia High School. That's where Lauren Hill went. Scissor. I went to that high school for 2 years.
Did any other Fugees go there or just her?
Just her. She got accepted by Columbia Ivy League. And what's the kid from Power? Power.
I don't know.
Kid with the mohawk.
No, I don't watch that shit. I don't watch that stuff, man.
Well, he went to North. Yeah, he went to Northwestern.
Oh, okay.
Wait, somebody on the panel said a second ago that maybe she was airlifted because it's a remote school. I mean,
Nah. This ain't no. I think it took her eye out. The people online are talking like the chair like took her eye off. That's crazy.
That's gotta hurt, man. Shit.
Hurt, man. That's fucking terrible.
Right.
That's a horrific. outcome, man.
The craziest part is that they're probably not gonna do shit to that kid. You know, they're not gonna do shit to that kid.
He's already been released, though. He's already been released to his parents.
Well, even after they like follow through with everything, they're not gonna do shit to him because what it sounds like, he threw a chair, right? It's not like he outright beat her. He threw a chair. It was like, what, maybe a freak accident. I mean, obviously, I think he should be punished. Don't get me wrong. But the way that shit works nowadays, he's a kid. He's probably, a minority kid that needs to be loved or something. I don't know. You know how it goes.
Let me salute the everybody out there. Let me read this. Shout out to Caleb. Shout out to Sammy the Bull. He says, a glider athlete, it made sons respect sending Cash App. Salute to Sammy the Bull. Caleb West says, do you think Trump's idea of giving control of school back to the states is a good idea? Anything will be better than what they're doing now. Obama screwed up the schools with no. Was that Bush with No Child Left Behind? I don't know. Whoever
Bush.
did that.
That was Bush.
Yeah, they screwed up the schools, man. So it's time to do something different.
Man, well, be fair. What could they do, man? Be fair.
Yeah,
what
exactly.
Can they do in those schools?
Exactly. I forgot for a second. I forgot what it was. Yeah, there's no solutions. So they're saying this one says he awful and she will be back in class next week. What they meant to say was the student inflicted bodily harm on the teacher. I'm trying to find out, see what this is a thread where people are talking about this. Says, unfortunately, every time they enter the school, they are endangered. There are a lot of these children who need to be in a more restricted environment and not a school. Please keep our teachers safe. Trying to see if anybody knows anything about what happened, man. Disruption. My grandson goes to that school. The school's on lockdown for 2 hours and parents were not notified of the lockdown. My grandson told my daughter about what happened when she picked him up. The school district should have let the parents know the school was on lockdown.
Yeah, they're not showing the identity. They're keeping that tight.
Yeah, but usually some people will tell you like these people online, they don't have the same they're not bound by the same laws as like the school. So I'm hoping somebody on here can give us some insight into what happened, man. Who did this, man? For everyone asking what happened, okay, that's me. And it says an air ambulance. It says a chair. It said allegedly a student threw a chair at a teacher, and one of the legs of the chair was stuck in the teacher's eye. Holy shit! Damn, that sucks, man. That had to hurt, man. Shit.
She had the whole chair stuck in her eye. Did they?
The leg was stuck in her eye.
Oh, I wonder if the leg fell off or something.
They probably hurled it at her, and they got
the
way it hit her face. Just one of the legs probably just. That's how I imagine it.
Exactly.
That's a big
like poof.
That's a big time lawsuit right there. So she's done. She might not. That's it. Yeah, she's never coming back. Especially the teachers' unions. She's never coming back.
This one says the Corsicana School Administration knows exactly what happened and is trying to cover it up. Well, tell us what the fuck happened then, man. All these vague ass shit, man. You come to Facebook to find the real, man. And all you motherfuckers is talking a bunch of vague shit. Cryptic ass statements. Yeah, tell me what happened, man.
I bet after she's done suing the school, they'll need a whole new chairman If you get hold on. All right, let me stop.
Damn. He said, we've gone to 4-day school weeks. A friend overheard someone on her phone in Walmart saying, yeah, them peoples don't go to school on Friday and then kids be acting crazy at home. Yes, your children's sweet gifts from above do not always act accordingly. Okay, that's some it said it was a 5th or 6th grade kid. Wow. It says all these people judging before they know the whole story. Some teachers or principals bully kids till they snap.
That's what I was
know
thinking.
a few.
She was talking shit to him or something. Yeah.
Yeah,
I bet you sometimes you get these principals, teachers, man, they think they're like a prison guard, like they're immune or indestructible.
That did not cross my mind, man. I ain't even gonna
I
lie,
guess
because kids in school, they don't need that, man. You glider, right? Who's that just said that?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you're a glider, man. You don't need, like, a kid don't need to be pushed to do that to a teacher, man.
Yeah, I get that.
Saying, man. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like well, it says a disruption or attempted murder because yesterday assistant principal of Corsicana Intermediate School was airlifted after being seriously injured after disruption in the classroom. The person who was identified Friday morning as assistant principal Kendra Rogers was taken by air ambulance to an area hospital. It says Thursday afternoon, a disruption in the classroom resulted in the injury. Yeah, they're not they're not telling us what happened. We're not getting the story, man. This is crazy.
Like, what you think it was a son?
Yeah, I mean, I'm almost certain it was a son, man. It's always a son, man.
I just
it's
can't
always
see
a son.
I can't. Well, let's just eliminate some. We know it wasn't a tiger. Like we know it wasn't a tiger. Glider, maybe some crazy ass little.
nah, that's not glider work, man. That's a son,
Yeah, but
man. I already
that's
know.
what I'm saying. But that's not glider work. So
No.
I'm just gonna eliminate them off GP.
And then Umbrito, maybe, but you got to really get Umbrito mad. I work at Umbrito school. It's really hard.
Do Umbritos turn up on teachers like that, or
Very rare, but they do it.
Yeah,
They
rare.
do it.
Yeah, everybody will do it, but it's rare.
Professor.
I'm talking about per capita, man. Per capita.
Yeah.
To Parkland Hospital in Dallas.
We don't know because they won't tell us nothing.
The district so far releasing very few details.
We had a disruption in a classroom that escalated, led to an assistant principal being injured.
Corsicana ISD Communication Director Raymond Lennox wouldn't elaborate on the type of disruption.
We don't know if it was a stabbing or a shooting or what.
But said it happened in a small classroom with less than 10 people inside, and gave us this update about Mrs. Rogers.
She is improving. She's in good spirits. She's very strong. There was a case last night, or hearing last night for the student.
The Navarro County District Attorney says that hearing was a detention hearing and that the boy is now under parental supervision with an ankle monitor, adding that charges are pending and will be determined once the investigation is complete.
We're just going to wait and let the legal system play out, and hopefully Miss Rogers will be okay and back at work soon.
Something the community came together to pray about before class today.
I get knots in my stomach every time I have to bring him to school and drop him off.
In Corsicana.
This is kind of scary.
I'm Janelle Fort.
But now that I'm thinking about it, there was only 10 kids in the class. It probably was the slow class.
Exactly. So every school needs that.
Yeah, this disproportionately, it's going to be sons in there if it's a slow class. So
But the gliders in there would like sound like this too if they're slow.
I'm gonna bet on Blake, man. Bet on Blake.
Nah,
Yeah, man.
gliders will do like dumb shit like this, Wicked. Like they'll take off their shirt, do dumb shit like that.
Let's see.
Yeah, but a slow kid,
I get you a developing story now, Aiden.
you know what I'm saying? Like if it's like a slow glider kid, I see the kid,
This is
overdoing it. I
true.
guess.
This is true. It could be, but I'm a bet on black though. This one.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Bet on black. Safe bet. The safe bet. Daughter watched all this shit. Let's see. I saw a video earlier that kind of gave some more information about it.
Man, wouldn't it be some shit if it was a tiger kid though?
Yeah, that would be a bombshell, man. That would be like it would be like that would be newsworthy. Very newsworthy if it was.
I had a tiger. I've been trying to tell Ock to see that tiger that tried to threaten those cops with the knife. They blasted her. The Fort Lee girl.
Wait, they smoked her? The cops did?
Smoked her. They smoked her boots.
And it was a tiger queen?
It was a tiger queen, and
All right, an assistant principal.
They said it.
Tamira
at
fried rice.
Corsicana ISD is in the hospital today after being airlifted there yesterday. The district says a disruption happened at Collins Intermediate School. That's all we're getting, that it was some kind of disruption that sent her to the hospital. Fewer than 10 students were in the class at the time that this happened. Kendra Rogers was injured. The student who was allegedly responsible, we're told, has been detained and charges are pending. The district said in a statement that it takes the safety of both students and staff seriously. We're working to get more info on what happened there. Police are sharing some new details about a reported attempted abduction in North Dallas this week. This involved that group.
That's crazy. It's got to be more information.
I get you to develop.
Well, tonight we're working to learn more about an incident in Corsicana ISD that sent a staff member to the hospital.
We go to Twitter, man. Facebook ain't do nothing for us, man. But
yeah, Twitter gonna give you something.
What is it? Collins, ISD. Bristle. What happened? It says dang. Says so this is when she got hired. She got hired in February 13th. This is a tweet from when she got hired. It says 2 new hires Monday. Kendra Rogers will join Collins Intermediate as an assistant principal.
Was that this year?
Yeah, I'm looking at the agenda, the board minutes.
Wait, was it this year and all that?
That was February this year.
Dang, she didn't make it that long, huh? That's crazy.
It's a lot going on though. If I don't see this here, I'm gonna have to go do something else. Wow. Day 3 students stabbed each other. Day 4 assistant principal gets airlifted to a hospital due to a classroom disruption. So they've had a lot of problems at the school.
Yo, that greater school shit can't be real. No way is real. If all this shit is going on there, how the fuck are they scoring so high, you know?
It could just be like you said, the Suns, man. whenever the sons kind of live in their own world. When I was at VCU had 32,000 students, right? And about 1,000 of them were black, right? Maybe 1,000, maybe 2,000, a little less than 2,000, right? But when I was there, it felt like a HBCU because the black kids, we were all socialized with each other, and the white kids and the Asian kids, they were like trees, they were like lampposts. We didn't even see them. You know what I'm saying?
Not playable characters.
Yeah, so it was like you black people, we can do that. We can, you know what I'm saying?
Suck the
Like,
energy.
no, we can just pause. We can just live in our own world, like, you know what I'm saying, in our own, create our own little sub society in places.
It's interesting, man. That's crazy. Wow. Because where I was at, that wasn't the case. You know, like we canceled each other out. You know, we've talked about it before. Like mine was 50-50. I mean, you have talked about how on Breeders and Sons, like we kind of we're like NPC to each other. You know what I mean? Do you remember we talked about that?
You said FPC?
NPC, like we're like, we don't really like beef with each other too much. You know what I mean? Like I know Sons had their energy, but we had ours too, though. You know?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Sons and Breeders in Philly, they don't really. It's not all this static and shit like how Sons are with Sons.
Yeah, nah, Sons will talk it out when it comes to on burritos, but
yeah, that's an interesting dynamic.
Yeah, but the way you described that school, how the Tigers and Gliders kind of fell like to the side or to the wayside of Sons, because Sons were, you know, you get what I'm trying to say, Alec, or no?
I don't know if they fell to the wayside. They was doing their thing too, but we just didn't care.
Okay.
Like they probably didn't see us. They probably felt like it was they were the main the main attraction. Huh?
They definitely saw the Sons.
Well, I mean, they probably thought that they were the dominant. I mean, it was so many more of them there. But I swear, like when I found out that it was like, I didn't even know how many kids went to the school until after I left. I was like, damn, it's 32,000 kids go to this school. It just didn't feel like it. It felt like a couple thousand. And it didn't feel like it was like we were that small of the population. It just didn't feel like it. And parties and shit like now that when they had frat parties and we would kind of crash the frat parties sometimes, and they'd have keggers and stuff. Then you'd see a lot of white kids there. But yeah, man.
It also helps. Real quick, it also helps out. Public schools get money off of those bad kids. Like it's a business at the end of the day.
Yeah. Yeah, those bad kids are like the main thing that everyone cares about. No one really cares about the good kids. Let's see. Let's see what's going on here, man.
Police say a man was killed by an airline passenger on a layover at DFW. And for the first time tonight, we're hearing from Lee Douglas' fiance.
The father of 5 was getting off of work when he was shot, and his family calls the shooting completely random. It happened in the parking lot of the company where he worked, and now his family is suing. WFAA's Cole Sullivan explains why.
Callie, Daddy, Nevaeh.
Keeping a hold on life used to be easier.
It's a struggle.
She's a handful.
Too, she is. She is.
Tamisha Green used to have help.
Talking about them was hard because I had to do it in past tense. So.
Her fiance, Lee Douglas, died in June. Police say a man on a layover at DFW left the airport, somehow got a gun, came to Douglas's overnight electrician job at this Refresco warehouse in Fort Worth, then shot the father of 5 in the parking lot.
So it's hard when somebody's so good get done like that for no reason. It's really hard.
No reason. That shit, everything about how you just described it sounds extremely intentional.
Right.
June. Police say a man on a layover at DFW left the airport, somehow got a gun, came to Douglas's overnight electrician job at this Refresco warehouse in Fort Worth, then shot the father of 5 in the parking lot.
So it's
No
hard when somebody's
randomness
so
about
good get done like that for no reason. It's really hard.
Her lawyers say it didn't have to happen.
What really compounds the tragedy is that this was completely preventable had Refresco just had the basic security that every other business in that area had.
They're suing, saying other businesses on the block had security. Police say one guard from across the street confronted the suspect and he ran away. Refresco told us Monday it doesn't comment on active legal matters.
The family needs to be compensated. They are children who have been orphaned, and they need to be taken care of for the rest of their lives.
Lives their dad's death has upended.
It's been hard. I had to move out of my apartment. I had to let go of the car because I couldn't get it fixed.
She calls the attack random. A police report says the suspect appeared incoherent the day before. Records show a psychiatric evaluation has been ordered while he's in jail. But so far, no answer to why Green is left handling life.
Wow. That look like, is that a hombrito or a white kid? That look like he might be white.
That's on Brito, man.
That's on Brito, baby.
Standing on business.
I don't know.
Nah, you know.
It does seem random if he was incoherent the day before. And it's just weird. They still haven't gotten a statement from him. It could have been random. Could have just been the luck of the draw, man. I remember one time I was young. This was 7th grade, right? And me and my boys that I used to hang with at school, it was like 3 or 4 of us, right? And like 3 of us would walk to the subway station to catch the bus or catch the train, right? And this day I caught the bus, right? For some reason I caught the bus that day because I was going instead of catching the train, which I usually caught. And the dudes I was with, we didn't walk to the subway stations together that day. So they didn't know for some reason we didn't walk together that day. And I just got on the bus, right? I guess. And they were throwing rocks at the buses as they passed, right? So one of my right-hand man, George, he's just throwing, for some reason, he's just throwing rocks at the buses as they pass out of the terminal. And he threw a rock at one bus, and that was the bus I was on, and the rock came through the window and hit me in the eye. And when I got to school the next day, my eye was swollen. And I was like, yo, you hit me in the eye with a fucking rock, dude. And they was just like, what? Holy shit. And after that day, them niggas called me Calamity Coyote. Remember the Tiny Toons?
Yeah, with
Remember
the road
Tiny
runner?
Toons?
Yeah, with the road runner.
Had the bad luck and shit. It was so random that they hit me with a rock when they didn't even know I had caught the bus. And I saw them when they was throwing them rocks at the buses and shit. They was throwing them, just tossing rocks at buses and shit. And it's like a big bus terminal. I was just like, these niggas wildin'. And next thing you know, I just felt a pain in my eye. Ping! And I was like, oh shit. And I got to school, and when I got to school the next day, because we had internet back then or something, I couldn't, you know what I'm saying? It was just like, I had to wait till the next day I went to school. And them niggas was just like, it was just like dumbfounded. They was like, oh, they couldn't believe that shit. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, how the fuck did that happen? I was like, I caught the bus, man. because I think something had happened. I think I had tokens or something. I didn't have my fare card, and I only had tokens that day. Something happened where I just was like, I'm gonna catch the bus today. And it was just random, man. That shit was just so random. It just sometimes shit like that happen. I could, you know what I'm saying? You could think that was a conspiracy, you know what I'm saying? But it really happened like that. Shit just happens sometimes, you know? Sometimes shit happens. And I wanted to fuck that dude up. But he was bigger and stronger than me. He was bigger and stronger than me, man. And my eye was swollen. My eye was so tender, you couldn't even touch that motherfucker. You could blow on that motherfucker. And that a wind, a nice breeze will make that motherfucker hurt. Shit was crazy though. But yeah, things happen in life that are just random sometimes, man. Sometimes things just happen, man.
Yep. You get lucky, you get unlucky. It's a lot of, because so many different variables. You got all these people just being around each other. Shit is gonna happen.
Yeah, things happen, especially when you're in Blackistan too. Like, things happen, man. Like, man, I can think about how many dudes got hit with stray bullets. I when I worked at Home Depot, many of the dudes in my department had gotten shot with stray bullets. Like it was a lot of dudes up there that had gotten hit with stray bullets during the course of their life. It just, things happen, man. And these dudes wasn't like, they had been in other shit, but you know what I'm saying. But they had at one point or not, they had gotten hit with a stray bullet that had nothing to do with them. They was just there, or they was like that girl walking down the street.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That shit happened to my man too, bro. He had to go. I ain't even going. Let me chill, bro.
Records show a psychiatric evaluation has been ordered while he's in jail, but so far, no answer to why Green is left handling life on her own.
I never know.
In Fort Worth.
And that's what hurt the most.
I'm Cole Sullivan.
She looked like she was cool too, man. I feel sorry for her, man. Hopefully, she get back on her feet.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, man.
He did what I told y'all niggas the other day, man. That nigga wasn't online begging for reparations. He went and found him a dark butt and had him some booty scratcher babies, man.
Wow.
A nurse was on her way to work when she witnessed people being attacked. This was on 635, so she got out to help and then became a victim herself. Megan.
She did what? She did what? As a woman, man, don't never do that, man. You ain't strong enough to handle this shit, man. Don't ever do that, anybody. Salute to Caleb West. He said, shout out to fishermen who was to blame for the degradation of our public school education. White levels of juice group. What do you think about that, fisherman?
I mean, you can look up Norman Dodd in the Reese report. It's about how Juice Crew took over the school system in the 50s.
So it's the Juice Crew. They seem to always be at the center of something, man. I've been noticing that lately on my own. A lot of stuff I've been seeing, it's always them. And I can see how you have that mindset, but I've been seeing it too, man. Like, it's one of them is always there, but there's always a white person there too, and there's always a black person there too. So it's like, you know, I mean, you could look at it like any way.
Norman Dobb. Oh shit, he actually from my state. Fish.
A nurse was on her way to work when she witnessed people being attacked. This was on 635, so she got out to help and then became a victim herself. Megan Smith was one of several people caught in the chaos in the northeast of Dallas road. You see it right there. This is last week. The suspect, 26-year-old Angel Moreno, accused of using his car, a knife, and other people's cars, including Smith's, to carry out those attacks. Smith shared her experience tonight.
Angel Moreno, man.
Oh, smash.
Damn, wicked, man, what's going on, man? Y'all out here wilding, man.
To carry out those attacks. Smith shared her experience tonight with Fox 4's Peyton Yeager, who joins us now live. Peyton.
Heather, Megan Smith has second-degree burns, a broken wrist, and road rash. She spoke to us this afternoon after a doctor's appointment. It's still difficult for her to recall that terrifying morning when she didn't even know if she would survive.
I break down a lot when my husband's spending the hour or so has been taking to do the bandage changes. I'm so looking forward to them only taking half the amount of time now that they're healing.
This is Megan Smith. She doesn't want to show her face due to her injuries.
Still a lot of swelling in my hand.
But you may recognize her from this cell phone video in the red scrubs. A man on a rampage carjacked her Nissan Altima and then ran her over. Last Tuesday, Smith, a nurse, was on the way to work on 635. Dallas police say 26-year-old Angel Zamora Moreno started fighting a man after a multi-vehicle crash. Another driver tried to stop the fight, but was stabbed multiple times by Moreno. Moreno then got into a TxDOT truck and hit the TxDOT worker with his own vehicle.
I'm running up to him. He's trying to get up, and I'm like, no, stay still. And he's like, no, he's coming after us. And that's when I realized my vehicle was moving. I thought he was trying to flee.
Police say Moreno jumped in Smith's car and started driving toward her. Smith was pinned underneath her own vehicle and then dragged. And you were conscious the whole time. So what were you thinking, feeling when you're underneath that car, your own car?
I just remember screaming and thinking,
how did I get here? Nobody.
She was thinking, ah!
Shit, man. That's a nightmare.
He was just
jumped in Smith's
car
and
hitting him with it. Like,
that was a nightmare.
Started driving toward her. Smith was pinned underneath her own vehicle and then dragged. And you were conscious the whole time. So what were you thinking, feeling when you're underneath that car, your own car?
I just remember screaming and thinking,
build the wall.
That was it.
Thankfully, a witness ran to Smith's Altima and turned the car off. It took several people to pin down the 26-year-old until police arrived. Moreno faces a list of charges, including 7 counts of aggravated assault. Everyone rushed to the hospital, survived their injuries. Smith was released the next day.
Everybody says, I may have changed the course of events, maybe pulled the aggression off of the TxDOT worker. We're all alive, and I can't say that if I didn't stop, he would have stopped.
Oh my God.
Smith tells me she hasn't been able to get in contact with the TxDOT worker. However, she did talk on the phone with the man who was stabbed. Last time she talked to him, he was in the hospital, but he told her he's expected to survive.
Holy shit. Yeah, that was, I'm lucky. Just
Burritos out here wild, man.
Build a wall.
Death at HISD's Marshall Middle School tonight. The boy's father is speaking exclusively to KHOU through his grief.
Yeah, and his frustration with the district. He says he watched the paramedics who tried to save his son. Katira Winfrey joining us now live outside the middle school. Katira, what is the dad telling you?
Well, Lynn and Mia, that father says he plans to keep coming back to the school, coming back to the district to try.
Oh, Corey Bush looking ass bitch.
Try to get answers. He says when he came back this morning, all they would tell him is that it was under investigation. And he says his son had no history of any medical issues. So that answer, he said, isn't good enough.
There's not much to think about when your child is fighting for their life.
My son, save my son, save my son. That's all I could do, man.
Tonight, Father Alexis Payton says all he could do is hope and pray Wednesday as paramedics tried to revive his son, 14-year-old Landon, inside Marshall Middle School.
He's now leaning on family, friends to help him through this tragedy.
The only thing we wanted is to know what happened.
Peyton says on Wednesday, the district called saying his son had a seizure in gym class. By the time he arrived, he says paramedics were desperately trying to save Landon's life.
When my son was down on the floor in the gym, it was hot. We were sweating.
The district sent a statement Wednesday that a student had suffered a medical emergency, but didn't publicly acknowledge the child's passing until nearly 24 hours later.
They just trying to cover their behind before they let anything loose, because it ain't gonna go easy for me. And I'm not gonna make it easy for them.
And tonight, Peyton says his repeated questions to the school and district have gone unanswered.
We was up here this morning. They talking about we investigate. They didn't give us no answers on nothing.
State Representative Christina Morales represents the area where Marshall Middle School is located. She also sent a letter to the district and TEA hoping for more transparency about what happened.
I didn't expect to see the father here, and I can't imagine what he's going through. It's a parent's worst nightmare to lose their child.
Peyton now saying not getting answers is making a debilitating pain even worse.
It's been horrible. It's been horrible.
Of course,
my son is horrible.
Of course, they expect to see it today.
I mean, yeah, my mom, man, she probably expected to see the mom, man. They black, man.
Thank you for joining us this evening. I'm Andy Sirota.
And I'm Lisa Hernandez. Keith and Danny are off tonight. We begin here at 6 with a teen awaiting trial in one murder, now charged in a separate homicide.
18-year-old Isaiah Mayhem is charged with shooting and killing 19-year-old John Holmes at a Spring apartment back in July. Investigators initially arrested a different man for the murder, but he was released after his alibi was cleared. KPRC2's Corley Peel obtained Mayhem's warrant, which details how detectives say they got the right guy this time. Corley.
Weird, man.
The warrant reveals a digital trail that connected Mayhem to the crime scene here at these apartments. And in 2023, he was accused of killing a man named Moses Gama. At that time, Mayhem was 16 years old, and juvenile probation had him under supervision where he was required to wear an ankle monitor. I spoke with Gama's family today, and they said, considering how violent Gama's murder was, they're not surprised that Mayhem is back in jail.
A meetup to buy a PlayStation turned deadly for 21-year-old Moses Gama. The father's 2-year-old son and pregnant wife were in his car when the seller shot and killed him in May 2023. His cousin.
A meetup for what?
21-year-old Moses Gama. The father's 2-year-old son and pregnant wife were in his car when the seller shot and killed him in May 2023. His cousin remembers like it was yesterday.
He felt safe going to go buy this console because it was in a nicer area. But unfortunately, tragedy struck, and his life was taken. And it was just a very sad event for the entire family.
Isaiah Mayhem was charged in Gama's murder.
So you went to buy a what? Let me see. Hold on. Let me see what he went to buy. Hold on.
Reveals a digital trail that connected Mayhem to the crime scene here at these apartments. And in 2023, he was accused of killing a man named Moses Gama. At that time, Mayhem was 16 years old, and juvenile probation today, and they said, considering how violent Gama's murder was, they're not surprised that Mayhem is back in jail.
A meetup to buy a PlayStation turned deadly
PlayStation.
Yeah, he went to go buy a PS5, bro. That nigga's trying to play FIFA.
Damn. For this dude, listen, man, y'all already know where I stand, man. I don't even have to say it, but for those in the back, man, never, ever in your cotton picking life, buy something on some app, Facebook Marketplace, Let Go, any app from no son, man, if you can help it, man. Don't buy nothing from me. I mean, you can take the $5 challenge, but don't buy nothing from me online, man. Buy something from my merch store, because you don't have to meet up with me to buy nothing from my merch store. Because here's the thing. if you buy something from me, we meet up somewhere on one of these apps and it goes smooth because I'm not going to do nothing to you. Now you feel comfortable doing that shit.
Yep. Yeah,
Now you feel like, oh, I had an experience with a son man buying something on the app and everything went perfectly fine. And now you in that zone where you where it's fool's gold. You in that zone where you let your guard down.
Yeah, I feel kind of bad when I'm being not like super sunned out around gliders, and I can tell they're comfortable because I'm like, yo, nah, man, you got to be on guard at all times, man. I'm sorry that you just can't. You got to be on guard with all of them.
Yeah, because a lot of sons is opportunistic too. If the situation is right, like they might not rob you if you meet them at a Starbucks that's crowded or something, and it just happened to be a cop like car like out front. But had you met them, let's say you met them at a you know what I'm saying, a strip mall and shit, and you pulled up next to them in their car, you know what I'm saying, and y'all just swapped from right there. They might look at the situation like, yo, I could just take this shit and roll up. Like that person may not have come into the interaction thinking about robbing. It may have just happened because the situation presented itself, or he looked at you like, oh, this nigga, this old dorky ass, oh shit, I'm about to get him. Like, it don't always have to be like a son man left the house, I'm going to rob this person. Now, a lot of times they do. They actually put the shit online for sale with the intention, like whoever come to buy this shit, I'm just take their money. You know what I'm saying? But there's a large portion of them where it's just like, oh, this nigga sweet. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to get him. Like that makes it just like, just don't fuck around, man. Don't fuck around, man.
I just sold something in Facebook Market, but I told the lady to meet me for her to be comfortable, to meet me at the police station. Like I gave her the comfort, daylight. I was like, I don't want no problems. It was a sweet transaction.
And you are Haitian, so you are dark.
Oh, nah. I'm brown skinned, but still, she was cool though. She was actually half breed. She was Dominican and Haitian, so it was a smooth transaction. She lived in a nice area of where I live at, and we both live in a good area. But to make us feel safe, I was like, nah, meet me in the what's the name, man, police station.
Yeah, that's what you should always meet people at. But yeah, I just think that it's just best to not buy from sons, man, online, because here's another thing too, bargaining, and you say, all right, you got the 250, right? And then the son man show up and he got $198 and he's still trying to get the shit. It's just a bunch of bullshit, man. Louis Burrow says, did you get glider queens at VCU? I wasn't in the glider queens. No. It wasn't my cup of tea, man. But if I ever leave my wife, my next woman gonna be a glider queen. I ain't gonna lie about that, man.
Charged in Gama's murder months later as a juvenile and given an ankle monitor. More than a year later, Mayhem is now charged in a different murder, this time as an adult, in connection to 19-year-old John Holmes' shooting death.
Did it surprise you that he's accused in a different murder?
Absolutely not.
KPRC2 obtained this surveillance video showing what detectives say appears to be Mayhem running with two guns in his hands. Moments after Holmes was shot, police showed up to the apartment complex where Holmes died. According to Mayhem's warrant, detectives found social media messages showing the two had arranged to meet to trade guns and marijuana. Witnesses also described Mayhem as a shooter. After checking
with exchange guns with this dude. Oh my God. he was a son, so like it's no harm, no foul. He's a son, so it's like it's just normal interactions. You know what I'm saying? African interactions, man. So it's not really like a bad thing, man. What happened here, man? It was just two sons that just, it's like when you see two goats like banging heads and shit, or two rams banging heads. It's just normal activity.
He showed up to the apartment complex where Holmes died. According to Mayhem's warrant, detectives found social media messages showing the two had arranged to meet to trade guns and marijuana. Witnesses also described Mayhem as a shooter. After checking data from his ankle monitor, detectives determined he was at the crime scene
after checking data from his ankle monitor. So his ankle monitor put him on the scene.
the time of the shooting.
And Moses was a great dad. The son that they did have, he cared for. He watched over that son all the time. He always hung out with him, and just knowing that this new child won't get to experience that, we're still in pain. And my thoughts and prayers go out to the family of the new victim. And they're going through what we went through not too long ago. We're still going through, and it's a tragedy.
And I did speak with the mother of John Holmes today. She told me that she is relieved that an arrest has been made, and she is hoping for justice for her son. Records show that Mayhem is being held in Montgomery County Jail on a $1 million bond. And we have more details about his arrest warrant in depth on our website at click2houston.com.
Shit.
This nigga was wanted. They say he was wanted for another, not wanted, but accused of another murder, on house arrest, goes to meet up with somebody else, and then catches another body on house arrest with his ankle monitor on. Like, you can't. What do you do with these people?
Yeah, they put you in a situation where there's no solution. Like, there's no solution for that.
6 feet underground.
No civil solution.
Yeah, exactly. And woke policies are definitely not the solution. Wow.
Hey, real quick.
Just gas on the fire.
I put something in the hold on, let me see. I put something in the private chat. It's a guy. Wait a minute, hang on. Let me see.
Is that Philly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is it the pictures of the gliders hanging the suns in the UK?
No, I'll keep it up. I'm gonna hang you.
Yeah, I didn't see no pictures though.
No, there's no pictures. I did not. My what I was trying to explain, it was past tense, and I said the point I was trying to make. If they continue on letting this shit get out of control, we're gonna wind up with the same situation. That's the point I was trying to make.
I think someone would argue it's already out of control.
Yeah, America's a very civilized place. It's a very civilized place. So all things considered, it's completely out of control, considering how civilized a place this is. You know what I'm saying? This is a very civilized place, my G. This is not like a place. We have many safeguards against this type of behavior. So for it to have gotten here, it's like it's incredibly already out of control.
But I did send out via his Instagram, where my friend over there, she was out in the field. She does like freelance photography, video. She does shit like that. And she caught quite a few videos, and she sent them to me, and I sent it over to him. But I don't know if he took a look at it. That was a few days ago.
You sent it to me. You sent me some footage from the UK.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of people being hung.
No, not of people being hung.
Yo,
Of people
she wild.
of people getting their ass whipped. And I'm talking about all colors, not just so-called blacks, so-called Arabs,
By
so-called
gliders?
whites, but it was everybody.
By gliders?
Listen, gliders were attacking gliders. Listen, they got a lot of beef over there. The
I could
Northerners
believe
don't like
that.
the Southerners.
Yeah,
So
I
these
could believe that.
videos are of like gliders attacking all these different groups of people, or is it just
Shit, yeah,
random
gliders.
like fights?
Some
Yeah, you
gliders
had
are
gliders
woke,
attacking
so
gliders.
and probably those gliders are probably woke, so
Yeah, exactly. This liberal shit has really got people's brains fucked up, and that's the video I was trying to send them. But it's this guy,
You
he
breaking
made
up, bro.
Breaking up.
very
You breaking up
important
bad, man.
Instagram. We my fault. He said where he discussed about how the liberals infiltrated different forms of government, the black community, the Latino community, all of these different communities, and they have us fighting against each other. It was a pretty deep subject. He touched on everything.
Nick Javon said it earlier. Niggas don't be fighting Latinos like that, man. Won't be like it don't be. They don't be. Listen, they don't be really wanting to fight Latinos like that, man. You
Yeah.
don't see. You don't
No,
really see
no,
that.
yeah, for real. But I'm just saying, like, how they infiltrated, how the liberals infiltrated, to try to make them think. And remember how I was saying that, they're trying to turn this country into a communist state. And this has been in play for a long time. It's man, it's a lot of weird shit going on.
Yeah, man. Kamala is the one that's going to bring a lot of that stuff in, man, when she becomes president, man. Let's see.
Exactly.
Yeah, let's see what else
Yeah.
is going on out here, man.
In the context of a first world nation, sons are like we're basically fucking aliens, bro. The level of violence is absurd.
I
But
was gonna say
we
that like everything Philly was just saying. I was trying to keep up with him in the context of this rampant violence, right? Like everything that he said. I mean, at the end of the day, and I'm sorry, some people are out here victimizing everybody. That's the issue at hand. Not that extra
Speaking
shit
of that-
about divide and conquer.
Speaking of that, man,
we told you at the top of the broadcast about the arrest of two men accused of killing a mom and local business owner in Snohomish County.
Federal and local law enforcement called the operation a robbery ring built on fear. They also believe they were specifically targeting Asian families. Fox 13's Nia Wong joining us live in the newsroom with a closer look at the charges they're facing and the charges that they aren't.
A number of federal charges have come down for these two suspects. Hate crime is not one of them. However, there is a racial element involved.
They black. They black. Whenever somebody do something heinous and there's no hate crime charges, they black.
But look what she just said.
Crime is not.
But there's a racial element. Come on now.
Yeah, but it's no hate crime because they black. That's our privilege, man. We privileged, man.
A number of federal charges have come down for these two suspects. Hate crime is not one of them. However, there is a racial element involved.
Our community senselessly lost an entrepreneur, a mother, and a wife.
Ira Sock was an Asian Pacific Islander American. Chris Johnson and Kevin Thistle are accused of not only robbing her.
Man, I would hate those song words if I was him.
Chris Johnson, man. And Kevin Thistle, man.
Right. 3 lives were lost that night.
I'm telling you, yeah, man, the system failed these two guys, man.
we failed him. All of us.
Yeah. Exactly, man. Damn. Targeting Asians, man.
Yeah. Yo, what that dude say? I feel sorry for your mama.
Yeah, that's probably what she said, man. But she deserved it, man.
A mother and a wife.
Ira Sock was an Asian Pacific Islander American. Chris Johnson and Kevin Thistle are accused of not only robbing her of her belongings, but of her life, with her race playing a factor.
And one of the modus operandi of this group, of course, was targeting Asian American families.
The indictment says the criminal enterprise that Johnson and Thistle were part of often targeted Asian victims for robberies because they perceived Asian victims to be, quote, weaker. After a surge of anti-Asian hate crimes and incidents were reported in 2020, a 2024 status survey from the Asian American Foundation shows 1 in 2 Asian Americans report feeling unsafe in the U.S. due to their race and ethnicity. Asian Americans, especially young female Asian Americans, are among the least likely of all racial groups surveyed to feel belonging and acceptance in America. And nearly 80% of Asian Americans do not completely feel they belong and are accepted. Sock's murder was among 7 distinct racketeering acts.
They corralled the victims in the home, including children, and they restrained them, often with zip ties. Some of these children were as young as 9 years old.
Hate crime was not announced at Thursday's press conference for Johnson and Thistle, but law enforcement says the investigation in this RICO case is still ongoing.
And I will pledge to you right here, if there are connections that we can bring federally, we will bring them federally.
To see our full coverage on this indictment, go to fox13seattle.com. For now, live in the newsroom, Nia Wong, Fox.
Dang.
Yeah, I know.
How you just going to take the life of that little bad tiger, man?
Right. Yo, Ike, man, where the fuck are the triads, the Yakuza, the ninjas, the samurai? Where they at, though?
Where's the protest? Just where's just the community leaders and like protesting or shit like this? Because this is not like an isolated event. This isn't like with black people where some crackhead gets into a fight with a cop. This is things that are happening that like because of the nature of this is like codified into the culture. If they're targeting Asians because they're weaker, and you haven't caught all of them, you just have 2 of them out of a sea of motherfuckers out here doing that shit, then you got a serious problem, Jack.
I mean, look, we see regularly these conferences where some people are spewing nonsense, stupid shit. This is a perfect chance for Tigers to rinse and repeat, copycat their shit.
Yep, complain, get off.
Tigers are good at bootlegging shit, right? Bootleg some people's bullshit.
I don't know about that one.
No, Tigers are masters at copying shit, bro. Dog,
That's true.
That's a huge thing out of China. They bootleg everything we do.
They need to make an ALM, bro. Asian Lives Matter, and talk about how all these goddamn haramis terrorizing them.
This is fucking. This is literally what some people cry about. Literally happening to the tiger. What sons claim is happening to them, being hunted, is literally happening to fucking tigers.
Yep, this is hunting, targeting. Shit, man, she's gone.
Stop Asian hate ain't enough, bro. It's not.
Man,
y'all need to go ham about this shit because these Sun people are targeting y'all, dog. Y'all are food to these niggas.
Most Asian Americans are woke, though, right? So
are they?
Yeah, they're very
they're to them.
left-wing.
Some of them are to themselves, though, for the most part.
Man,
but the ones that talk, the ones that open their mouth, they say woke shit.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree.
Man, yo, if my girl looked like that and they killed her.
A recent thing happened on a train where some son killed some Asian family's wife or child or something, and the survivors were saying that they were glad a hate crime wasn't being. They didn't get a hate crime, and the victim's family, was actually saying they were glad that wouldn't happen because people are oppressed and disadvantaged and this, that, and the third.
Are you a tiger?
Me? No.
Are you a glider?
Yeah.
Where are you
You
from?
can't
What
tell
part
he's
of-
not a tiger. You can't tell a tiger voice.
Yeah, he sound like a
I'm from
glider.
the Philadelphia
He
area.
kind of struck me as a nerdy tiger. I'm sorry, man. That's
Oh,
what it is.
I am nerdy.
Yo,
Oh wait,
I
you
nerdy.
you a Philly glider?
Yeah.
Oh,
New Jersey, but
okay.
I'm
Jersey,
very,
South
very close
Jersey,
to Philly. I've lived in Philadelphia and New Jersey.
South Jersey.
Yeah.
Okay.
What part?
Close enough. Camden County. I'll say that.
Camden County, Cherry Hill.
Oh shit.
No, Camden County. Camden County.
County.
Oh, okay.
Yo, how long have you been watching Ike?
Not maybe a year now. I've been
You
trying
hate
to see
it,
how
right?
I get into chat, but I could never.
How much on a scale of 1 to 100? How much do you hate black people? Just keep it real.
No, I don't.
Just keep it real, bro.
No,
Yeah,
bro.
I don't know,
Come
man.
on, bro.
I'm up there by 90.
All right, do you like black women? Let me just ask. You like black women?
My wife is mixed.
Oh shit! He a dirt. Oh, that's why. Okay.
You're a dirt dog.
Never mind.
Oh, man. He messed up the pure line.
Yeah, he ain't gonna keep it real, bro. He ain't gonna keep it real.
Yeah.
He compromised. Compromised.
I still got hope for Fish, though. Fish is good.
Yo, what did Javian call Mike that one night? A somewhere lover?
Yeah, he a nigger lover. It's cool. You a nigger lover. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Just keep in mind we call people that call themselves black niggas.
Yeah, let me move along, man. Hold on.
Yo, I put that link in the chat if you want to pull it up.
Okay. All right.
An unknown amount of the NYPD telling me that the call came in through 911 as a call for help, but it appeared as if the call was hung up. Now, the officers called back to that number. A woman answered the call and she whispered, quote, "There are thieves inside the home." When officers arrived here, they observed through the window that family members were on the floor with their hands up. In the tranquil neighborhood of Douglaston in Queens, investigators were gathering evidence all day Saturday. This came after police say a family was aggressively woken up and attacked by 3 men who broke in through a window.
I just woke up and I just came out and I just see
Wow,
yellow tape. I'm like, what happened?
Asians again, man. Yo, this is an Asian neighborhood, man. You can tell. It says quiet, peaceful. Listen to the key words.
Police say a family was aggressively woken up and attacked by 3 men who broke in through a window.
I just woke up and I just came out and I just see yellow tape. I'm like, what happened? And then I just wasn't expecting this to happen.
It happened at around 2 in the morning in the vicinity of Marathon Parkway and Coleman Avenue. Police say the perpetrators were carrying a gun and
look at the perpetrator, that goddamn ape right there. He gonna be out. He gonna be out before we finish this fucking segment.
2 hammers, one which was used to hit a 43-year-old man in the foot. 8 people were inside the home during the violent invasion, including a 1-year-old girl.
It's terrified to learn what happened last night, but I say the neighborhood is very quiet and peaceful.
Once police officers arrived, they found a woman who managed to escape holding a baby in her arms. 6 other family members, including a 13-year-old boy and a 10-year-old girl, were still being held hostage. One of the suspects allegedly punched a 71-year-old woman in the face. Neighbors are stunned to hear this.
No, I've been here for quite a while. I can't remember how long, but
So this is Queens. What the other one was Seattle, right? This is Queens. And then the other day we did it was Florida with Grady Judd was talking about they targeting Asians down there. Yo, Asians are targets. That's a problem. Florida, New York, Seattle. That means it's everywhere. Wow.
Yeah, they're not violent and they carry cash.
To learn that happening in the neighborhood is
very shocking.
According to officials, the attackers grabbed an unknown amount of cash and left. The NYPD deployed drones and set up a perimeter around the house and quickly found the suspects. The 3 men were taken into custody and the money was recovered. NYPD Deputy Commissioner Kaz Daughtry using social media to recognize the work performed by the police officers, stating it was, quote, an exceptional response.
I wouldn't think any of this would happen. This neighborhood is usually very peaceful. I was just kind of shocked.
Early Saturday evening, police towed this white van with no license plates attached from the scene. And one of the alleged perpetrators is 34 years old, the other one is 39, and the third one is 47. Charges are pending as investigation remains ongoing.
Wow.
Some Queens Tigers. Mm.
You talking about a problem. This is a problem, Jack. So we just
and it's funny, like so many Tigers think that they're, in public they align themselves with Suns as if there's some sort of unity there, and it's like you guys obviously have no idea who the hell you're living next to.
They listen to hip hop.
Tigers that think there's some camaraderie with Suns. I don't know what the fuck to tell y'all, man. Y'all lost in the sauce, man.
I don't think it's necessarily that they think there's a camaraderie. I think it's a strategic thing with them. I think they feel like, okay, you can get more shit. Like they play the middle, right? So they're more likely to date white, like when they date out. When they date out, they 1,000 times more likely to date white.
Yeah, that's true.
They you know what I'm saying? Their culture in America, even though it's very xenophobic, it mostly aligns with white culture than it does black. Yes, you have some Asian kids that do hip hop and shit like that, but the majority of them align white or white adjacent. But then politically, when you get into the political realm, being a minority, you know what I'm saying? You're better lumped in with the minorities. You're better lumped into that group that gets a lot of free stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm talking about on that level. Like socially, hell no. The fuck? None of the Tiger values don't align with Sun values at all.
Yeah, and Tiger, their demeanor, their countenance, like a Tiger just sitting at a bus stop versus a Sun just sitting at the Sun gonna be walking around pacing and shit, rapping to himself. Tiger gonna be just sitting there. He might not move, you know what I'm saying, for an hour, and just, you know what I'm saying, not say anything. We're just two different species. And that's not even talking about the academic, the acumen, you know what I'm saying, the grades and shit like that. Like, think about going to a Tiger school, man, where like most of the Tigers will get at least a 1,500 on the SAT, and the Suns are going to be given 350 points, and none of them will, with those 350 points, will get a 1,500. Not one of them.
Yeah, it's just the IQ different. Like the average Tiger is like 105 IQ, like, and the average Sun is 85. Man, that shit is just not. I don't see how the fuck they would be compatible. Like what?
And that's America. That's America.
Yeah, that's America.
With admixture, with the African Americans who have admixture. What about the Suns that don't have no admixture?
Like people, I think people understand, man. The ones without admixture, it's some of them shits in like the 70s. I see some shit in the high 60s.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, people, I don't think people understand. Yo, it's rare for a Sun to have a triple-digit IQ, and that's average.
Yeah,
I think only 15% of Suns have a triple-digit IQ and up.
And here's the thing. Think about what they consider a son here. Kamala's a son.
Yeah, Kamala's son, Obama's son.
Yikes.
What the fuck was that gay nigga name? From back in the day, talented tough nigga. W.E.D. Du Bois. He was a son, but he was a fucking mulatto. All them niggas that they
Booker T.
talk about
Washington was a mulatto.
Yeah, all them niggas they talk about that invented shit. All them niggas was mulattoes and shit.
Oh,
So
Drew. Yeah. Yeah. It's like, so I wonder how many like me, like how many authentic, like true blue blackly blacks got triple digit IQs, man. I wonder how many of us have triple digit. I bet it's probably like 2%, man. And those people are going to be seen as weird. You're going to be seen as weird as fuck. Like I'm kind of cool, so I'm thinking I might not have triple digit IQ. I don't fit in a lot of sun spaces, so I'm like, all right, I might be really smart, but there's some sun spaces that I do fit into, and I do understand sun nature, and I do be wanting to kill niggas all the time. So it's like, and I do be wanting to, like, fuck rods and shit like that all the time and shit. So it's like it is.
yeah.
But that's a man thing, though. We like to fuck broads.
No,
all
I'm
the
not
time.
talking about like I'm talking about like niggas is like degenerate about it though. You know what I'm saying? And like
See that dude nutted on some girl in Philly? Did y'all see that?
unhinged. Like when I say, like, when I'm talking about like sons is like promiscuous and unhinged and reckless with shit. Like,
Yeah, reckless.
everybody like fried chicken, right? I think every Asian's like fried, but who put a shit ton of sauce on it? And who need a bunch of salt and sauces and dips on their shit? We do,
And
you know what I'm saying?
who roasts people for not fucking putting drenching their chicken and all these different seasonings and sauces? Niggas.
Yeah. We you know what I'm
Now,
saying? So like it's different, even though everybody does things, we just different. You know?
damn, I was gonna say something too. Fuck.
We on the we on the far end of the spectrum of a lot of things, you know what I'm saying? And
Oh yeah,
I think of what
I was just gonna say I talked to my to my sisters about this shit. And, black women, of course, Democrat, all that shit. So they like they try to get on me like, so what you think you special and all that, you super smart? I'm like, no, I don't think I'm this fucking super genius. I'm not gonna lie to myself about what I see from niggas every day.
Yeah, you can't tell that to sisters. That's why now I keep it to myself.
Yeah,
it is best too with them, especially election season when you got they're really invested in Kamala being, and I learned that the other night talking to my wife. I was like, all right, man, I ain't talking about this shit with her no more, man.
Yeah, shit. Every time I criticize niggas, she'll just say, "But you're black." I'm like, that doesn't like. What do you think that means? Like,
yeah, it doesn't mean anything.
I know September comes, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. Like I ain't even talking about politics at work.
Yeah, they're very invested.
Yeah.
There's a guy named Ben in the back that wants to join the channel or the panel from the chat. If it matters to you.
Ben, who are you, Ben?
Hello?
What's up, man?
Oh, nothing much. I just heard you talking about Asian hate. Do you know San Francisco is the only major city in the entire United States where Asians outrepresent blacks? Or I'm sorry, Sunman, I should say that, by 2-1. Now, what do you think the crime rate is for violence and robberies, though? Do you think it's twice as many Asians attacking? Yeah, two times more than
population. Okay.
Population.
Well, guess
What
what?
do you
It
think
is
the crime rate
22
is?
times more likely that you're going to be robbed if you're an Asian.
What the fuck?
He's
Than a
basically
black?
saying you're
He
gonna be
dropped.
robbed more by
He dropped.
a black person. Yeah. So he's saying basically all the robberies are being done by blacks. Oh,
Despite being
excuse me,
completely outnumbered.
sons. Yeah, sons. Pardon me.
I mean, but that's the story of crime in general, though. I mean,
Ben, come back if you hear us.
sons are only 13% of the population and commit vastly disproportionate amount of crime, especially violently. So that doesn't surprise me at all.
The freshman says the riots are died down. UK, this guy talking about our peoples being whipped and hung proves him and his so-called internationalist correspondent is full of BS. Damn, Mister. You know, he got on your head, man, Paul. Let's see, man.
Super pause.
Yeah, man.
No Diddy.
Yeah, man.
Imagine how a UK glider would feel if he had to live in the US.
He'd love it. Freedom.
So.
Gliders got it way better here than UK.
Coming from a 90% glider country to the United States.
It's not like that anymore, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, the gliders in the U.S. have it way better than in the UK.
They can actually speak about problems over here.
Yeah,
And they can own guns and they can spread out.
Yeah,
exactly. There's a lot of room. That's another thing. Yeah, you can hide from some like Montana, Idaho, Maine, places like that.
Yeah, you
there's
still
parts
can
in
have
Jersey.
you can have like whole glider states still over here. I mean, yes, over here. So it ain't that bad yet.
Maybe it's just because I'm from the tribe, I guess.
What the hell is this?
Yeah, there.
Thirsty. Lemon, lemon, lemon. Lemon, lemon, lemon.
Yo, got that African, got that stomach, man.
Thirsty. Lemon, lemon, lemon. Lemon, lemon, lemon.
That sounds like you, Mark.
Thirsty. Lemon, lemon, lemon. Lemon, lemon, lemon.
I probably did the commercial. I didn't know.
Oh shit! They found a Mr. Beast. Man.
Oh man, you know they don't know what to do. With
Maybe this isn't a commercial. Maybe this is just real
life.
They found Mr. Beast. Just pulled up.
Yo, think about this. This commercial right here was done by Africans. This is them doing. It just shows that like this is their comedy. This is how their comedy. They roasting themselves. It's like Sons, how we roast ourselves, how Gliders roast themselves. This is just. But a white liberal would see this and petition to have it taken down.
Yeah, they would say that this is like internalized colonization, whatever, some word they would make up.
They would want somebody sued. They would want the station manager fired. They would want everything.
They'd be like, yeah, they don't understand. This is genuine truth.
Lemon, lemon, lemon. Lemon, lemon, lemon.
Oh my God. Hey!
Thirsty. Lemon, lemon, lemon. Lemon, lemon, lemon. Thirsty. Lemon, lemon, lemon. Lemon, lemon, lemon.
It's not even racist. Like, it's actually a pretty good commercial. It's just funny.
Yeah, it's just funny. Yeah, and it's very accurate, man. Um, if not now, but definitely as little as maybe 100 or 200 years ago, it's very accurate. Even if and listen, anywhere where the white man hasn't touched, this is how they living right now.
Ben's in the back again. He wants to try.
Damn. Imagine having to live like that. Fuck, man.
You wouldn't know no better. Now Ben his devices.
Oh yeah, that is true though.
You wouldn't know no better. Like think about it, man. Shout out to Hot Black. He says, per FBI crime data, Asian Americans are the only racial group that is murdered more by other races than by themselves. Woo! That's crazy. What could cause this? What's going on, Ben?
That is insane.
I think I got disconnected there.
Go ahead, man. What's up?
Yeah. I'm just going to be short, though. Yeah, San Francisco is the only place in the entire United States where tigers are twice as likely more of the population than sunmen. And I'm just shocked by this statistic. But again, for attacks on violence and robberies, you would think it would be more tigers on sunmen, but it's the other way around. You have a 22% or 22 times more likely chance to be robbed or physically assaulted violently by a sunman if you're a tiger. So if you think about statistically speaking, that's 2,200% or percentage points higher just to be attacked by, a sunman on a tiger attack. So you should probably focus more on San Francisco related news if you're going to actually talk about this, Asian hate crimes more or less.
Yeah, and listen, man. But here's the thing, though: the fact that it's happening in New York, Seattle, and Florida that we've covered in the last few days lets you know that it's a problem. It happening in San Francisco is not really newsworthy because we already know that. We've done 100 stories on what goes on in San Francisco. But the fact that it's happening in other places just lets you know that, what you said is actually true. Because it's just like a fucking frog eating flies. Wherever you put that frog at, he gonna eat flies. You put that frog on the moon, he gonna eat moon flies. That's just what we do. When Asians are weak and they're not they don't have a strong army or a strong culture, we gonna always do that to them.
Oh my god. What the hell is about to come out? Oh my fucking god. And then the hip hop music started playing. Wow. Wow. This was 8 years ago. Yo, I fuck with tigers, man. God damn.
Wow. That was madness.
Tigers don't give a fuck.
Why should they? They know. They probably know, we out here just savaging them. They know that, man. Fuck them niggas, man.
I'm going to Korea, so I can't wait. South Korea.
Dang.
I see videos of sons on YouTube fucking complaining about Korea and Japan, how racist it is and all that shit.
And listen, I'm gonna leave these people alone. I'm gonna enjoy their culture. I ain't with that. So
yeah, get you
I've
some
been in
barbecue.
Japan. Yes, they may.
Their
Now
barbecue
that's a
is fire.
challenge. Yeah, they could challenge some man with barbecue.
Hey, did you ever play that video while you were scrolling with the sister with the afro? How she went in on
Oh, you
liberals
talking about?
and Democrats.
Let me see.
I
You
think I
passed
did.
it.
Oh man.
Like the movie Django,
Yeah, her.
they're never gonna
She
let
went
you in the
in.
club, okay? And you like the movie Django, you are the character of Samuel L. Jackson. I don't know the exact like terminology, but like not Uncle Tom, but like Uncle Tommy, or like you were a complete sellout.
First of all, it sounded like that was a non-Black person telling me that. So as a Democrat, that sounds pretty racial and pretty divisive. Next, it's very interesting that I, again, would be called names or be compared to fictional characters because of who I choose to support. Again, these people who are calling and making these derogatory statements about me, who I choose to support, are denying the fact that, again, who are you to tell me that my personal experience is invalid? I think that that's something that a lot of Democrats need to look within, because how have you tried? Kamala Harris is in office right now and has not tried to do anything about the border, has not tried to not tax people on tips, and has not tried to do anything about our failing education system. So everything that she's promising she can do for you on day one, she could do right now, but she's not trying to. So that's something to, for some Dems to take home. So are you telling me that with all the Black wealth that exists here in Atlanta, with all the Black millionaires that live here in Atlanta, why in the world do 92% of APS students are illiterate? Make it make sense. And we have Democratic mayors, we have Democratic city council members, we have Democratic commissioners, and for whatever reason, 92% of the kids here cannot read. That
DNA,
statistic
bro.
did not exist in Nevada. So again, I don't know if it was the fact that I got lucky. I can't say that, oh my God, it's the teachers that suck out here. I would
Niggas
never
can't read
demean
everywhere.
our educators here in Atlanta. But what we can acknowledge is the numbers, sir. And so while you want to call me not smart, please tell me what your side has done to fix the illiteracy rate that we see in our Black children. Absolutely nothing. And in fact, not only have they not done anything to address the illiteracy issue, but then they're further confusing their kids by confusing your kids by telling them that men can give birth, by telling them that there's 53 genders, and that by telling them that your love for your best friend must mean that you are gay, you are pansexual, asexual. Kids under the age of anything high school should not be thinking anything sexual, period. Sexual should not even be in their vocabulary. So for you to say that I'm not smart because I'm willing to call out all of the degeneracy that exists within our current education system only points to your lack of intelligence and your lack of initiative to actually do something in regards to saving our children and saving our schools.
Yeah, man. I don't think she moves the needle for Black women though, because I think Black women look at her
She's
as like a coon. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Bro,
most
she's
women are
like,
conformist and collectivist. They're not gonna break from,
Yeah,
the group.
and
this represents
they were
like
calling and hating
2%.
on it too.
She represents like 2% of Black women in America. So
Yeah, let's see this one.
She let them have it though.
oh yeah, reading isn't an Atlanta issue. It's a Black issue. Niggas just can't read. There's nothing you can do about it.
I'll tell y'all why after.
Well, this
Shit,
one,
92% of
go ahead.
92% of the entire country can't read.
What?
What? Tigers?
That's
You mean
listen,
like
that's
tigers?
facts.
You said 92% of the country can't read?
Yeah. You can sound out words, you can spell out words, but reading is something completely different.
I think she
Like, you gotta be the champion for worst takes ever on this panel.
No, if you understand etymology and things of that nature, you will understand.
I promise you 92% of the country that can't read, that's not true.
Yeah, anybody can sound out words, but people don't read to understand.
You mean like comprehension?
Comprehension, maybe,
Yeah,
yeah, I'll give you
Like
that. But
reading?
reading
yeah,
is,
They
exactly.
yeah,
say they can't read words.
Yeah, that's what you said.
reading is
Well,
it's
yeah, they
pretty,
can't sound out. Yeah, they can't sound out.
just say comprehending, say comprehending.
Well, reading is part of comprehension. You have to be able to comprehend what
No,
you read.
It's just two.
no,
That's two
it's
different parts,
two
though.
different things because some people cannot comprehend whatsoever.
Yeah, you could read. You could read advanced bio book and not know any of the shit they're really saying. Like I read a phenomenology book a few years ago, and nigga, I was completely lost. I ain't know what the fuck they were talking about qualia and all this shit like that. I ain't know what the fuck was going on. But I read it front to back.
You can read it, but when you look up the true definition, read this is what they say, and it's not my words, but this is what they say that based off of statistics that 92% of the country can't actually read, because reading deals with comprehension.
If that were true, literally nothing would get done.
Yeah, that's how I put my table together. No, I'm joking. Ah,
I dipped off.
oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I take common sense and comprehension like for real, especially when I teach. These kids cannot understand or comprehend. It's no point.
92% not being able to read that just off of tigers. I would and my intuition would tell me something's off about it. Even the comprehension part. Where Philly, where did you get that from? I never heard that stat. Yeah, yeah, y'all can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right.
Yeah, I'm doing 50 million things at one
Oh,
time.
all right, my
I
fault.
actually it's I actually yeah, I actually got the stat from the Temple Law Library.
Okay. Top of wall.
I
I
mean,
spent
like
a
I
lot of
said,
my free time there.
I just feel like comprehension and reading's definitely two different things, but a lot of people can't read. So that's just my opinion.
Hmm. But yeah, man, it's just
Yeah, that's how they get over on us, in law and the court system and with contracts and things of that nature, because most people
Without
don't understand
comprehending.
it. So
Yeah, because they're not
yeah,
comprehending it.
exactly. So that's not truly reading it.
so you're saying that this isn't a black problem. This is an American problem.
Yeah, it's an American problem. The American
Okay.
education system in general is
Amer-
fucked up for all of us.
hmm.
Oh, Fisherman seems to think that I'm Dumb as fuck. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh man.
There's no point in talking about it, but yeah.
Oh shoot.
Okay. We'll be sure about that when I speak 3 different languages, play 8 different instruments,
Okay,
understand
you're
math
dumb
very
as fuck in 3 different languages then.
Yeah.
How about preseason football, guys?
How many how many languages can you speak?
Oh man.
Who me?
No, you talking to fish.
Oh, I think Fish.
I'm
Yeah,
talking to
no, I'm
fish.
not.
No, the notion that 92% of this country cannot read, which is what you said at first, is fucking retarded. Just like the notion that there are gliders hanging suns in the UK is fucking retarded.
And you're going
Which is
back,
what
you're going back,
which
you're
is
going
what
back.
you said, which is what you said, which is also as retarded as what you said about letting Muslims run shit in this country. That was fucking retarded.
Who said about Muslims
You
running
said
things?
that many shows ago. Every time you get on here, you say stuff that's fucking stupid.
But did you
Wait.
know that this country was founded off of Islam?
Shut the fuck up, bro. My God.
Read if you read a lot of the laws that are in place, where do they come from?
You gotta get off of Black Twitter or whatever the fuck you're on, because you just
No,
sound
I
dumber
don't
and
like
dumber.
Twitter. I don't even have a
So
Twitter account.
so wait, the founding fathers were fundamentalist Muslims?
Well, what do you think? What do you think that?
George Washington was a Muslim?
At least
Yeah,
they don't.
closet Muslim.
George Washington was a closet Muslim.
Yeah, they're Masons. Masons study Islam in private. Don't believe me? Go check it out. Read it.
You have like a book where
Majority of your presidents were Masons or Shriners. And if
No.
you notice,
That I agree with that. Majority of the presidents were
yeah,
Masons, but I don't know about Muslims.
okay. So let me hit you with this. So have you ever seen them wearing the fez, the Shriner fez?
I don't know, man. I'll look
If
into
you
it.
ever step foot, if you ever step foot inside of City Hall in Philadelphia, it's built as it was a Masonic temple at one point. They'll feed you the lie that that this building was just built here. No, the building been here for a long time.
So
Trust me, I do
But you're
trust me. I
saying
do the work.
they were Muslims, Freemasons.
Yeah, they study Islam in secret. I can speak about it. I hold no oath to them. This is one of the
so
things that they keep secret from you. That's one of the great Masonic secrets.
so
And if you look at it, you'll see some of the pictures where it blatantly states, it has Islamic verbiage on the fezzes.
so if they were Muslim, why were they on some Christian shit? Like why didn't they talk about
Right?
any of
Yeah,
their
they claim this
Muslim
country.
views?
Yeah, they claim this country to be founded on Christianity. But there's so many things. This is why I said a lot of the history that you've been given is not the true history of what took place in this country. It's hidden from you for a reason. And the
So
more
are
and
you,
more you dig, the more and more you will find out. Trust me.
so so are you saying um like all the the gliders and shit from back then, they were Muslims? Like even the country they, because they were like,
They're not. No, they. I'll say it like this: they weren't Muslims. They studied Islam, and
oh, they
you
just
know they
studied it.
practice
Okay.
Islam in secret.
Oh, they practice.
And
So they were
a
Muslim
lot
They
of
and
the.
practice they practice
They
Islam,
used
but
a
they're
lot of
not Muslim.
so they
right. They
were.
used a lot of the laws, the Islamic laws, to put law in place.
Hmm.
And what is the benefit of
Google's
being Muslim in secret?
Google's your best friend.
Yeah, I'm trying to understand that
Google's your
part.
best friend. Trust me, you'll find some of it on it.
No, what
Why?
is the
Just
benefit of
look up,
being Muslim in secret?
just
Yeah, why you?
look
Why
up
didn't they openly practice it?
Google Shriners because it's a secret. They don't want you to know.
But what
But
is the
why? But
benefit of
why
doing
though?
that?
Yeah, I don't get
But
it.
as time goes on, people are finding out
Why did they? Why didn't they want anyone to know if you if they were Muslim?
because it's a secret. They don't know. They don't want to know. They don't want you to know what they deal in the true nature of this continent before they so-called discovered it.
So are you
Okay,
saying
so what
that?
is
There was a
that?
So the
society
true nature
here
of
way before they got here.
so the
And what
true
was that
nature of the
society about?
continent is Muslim, like Islam.
Yeah, you had a lot of Islamic tribes here. You had a
So
lot
the
of
natives,
Israelite tribes here.
The Native
You had
Americans
Christian
were
tribes here.
Muslims?
yo,
Yeah, a
so
lot of them study Islam, but they didn't call
Oh
it
my
Islam.
God.
They called it
we.
Muhammad. They called it Muhammadiyah. I'm sorry, not Muhammadiyah. Muhammadism.
So when you say Israelites, you mean like the black the
Not,
BHI the
not the
black
guys,
people,
not the guys yelling and screaming on the corner. No,
but the Israel,
they're
but the
corrupt.
original, but the original Israelites were black, right?
Yeah, they were melanated people. Some of them
Okay.
were what you would consider Caucasians. Have you ever heard of the Melungians?
I don't think so.
Yeah, check it out. Abraham Lincoln was a Melungian. This is why they say he was so-called black. Beethoven was a Melungian.
Beethoven was black,
He was a Melungian. Yeah, he was mixed.
so he was like a mulatto or
That would be a current day. Yeah, a current day word.
okay. So
But he looks
Beethoven
like
Well,
a
looked
it's
like
not being made
he looks like a
if you
glider
don't
though.
read
but
officially.
so he
He
looked
looks like
like
a
so Beethoven looked like Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, I'm telling you, if you go back, you'll find pictures. Go to the library. Listen, take a trip to the Library of Congress, right? You will find a picture. You can even Google it. Look up the true emblem of the United States, and you tell me what you find.
Hold on. So wait, are you so were the founding fathers all mulattoes too? Like Muslim mulattoes? Or
Well, you know they did have different they have different types of governments when the country was
Wait,
split during the Civil War.
is there anything we could say that you would say didn't happen?
Well, maybe if you read and
uh,
stop spending
you
all your
you
time on social media,
you
you will
couldn't
find these
you
things
could
out.
you just ran with the idea that the founding fathers were mulatto Muslims.
No, I didn't. I said some of them.
So
I said
George,
Lincoln was a Melungian.
so George, why
He
is
was
it
not a
so
founding
George?
father.
So Thomas Jefferson looked like Clay Thompson.
So let me ask you this: who were the founding fathers?
No, man. Whatever I say, it's gonna be wrong. You go ahead and just tell us.
No, who were the founding fathers? I just want to know what you know.
It's
I
gonna
just
be
want to know
wrong.
what
Go
you.
ahead and tell us. Tell us how like they were the Maluvians, and then they moved to the Katuvians, and then they all butt fucked into
Know
the
what you learned in your
fourth
public education.
dimension, and
Your
then they
public
space traveled, and then they came back. Like this shit's fucking dumb, man.
No, I never said any of that.
Wait, was Shakespeare black too, or
He was what you would consider a Melungian.
so he's a
What the fuck
mulatto?
is a Melungian, dude? You keep
A
saying this
mulatto.
shit. Nobody knows what the fuck you're talking about.
Exactly.
He
See,
is basically
that,
like a
now that
mulatto.
proves my point.
I think you've proved my point for the past 10 minutes since Ak has left.
No, because I read. I don't sit behind a screen all day and
So
listen to what
Mus
people tell me. I actually do the
so
work.
before America was discovered by the founding fathers, the original natives here were Muslim mulattoes and Israelite mulattoes.
They weren't. No, they did not consider themselves Muslim. Muslim is somewhat of a new term.
Okay.
Y'all watch
Well, what
Saint Moon?
they
They
just
were
but
called.
they
They were
practice
called Mohammedans.
Mohammedans. Okay.
Look, who are the Melungians? See, he's looking it up
Mohammedans.
right there.
Muhammad.
And this was Shakespeare.
That's blackface right there. That second picture.
Trust me, you had Caucasians here in the U.S. before Columbus, so-called, discovered America. They were trading back and forth for thousands of years already. Trust me, and I'm in Philly, and you can do the history. The history is here in the libraries. Trust me, and to get access to a lot of this information, you have to write a long, drawn out paper on why you want this information.
Is this like hidden knowledge or
Be Melungeon. In the mountains of Virginia and other Appalachian states, mixed race people have long eked out a living while questions about their intriguing origins have persisted. Multimedia reporter Billy Shields caught up with members of the Melungeon Heritage Association during a recent meeting.
One person's identity at one moment in history might be a different identity in a separate moment. The way you were raised and the things that you were told about your own background, how did all of that play out in your own life? You might hear the term Melungeon, and what would that mean to you?
I never heard that term other than my dad would talk about Ma Sally, as he would always say, is my great-great-grandmother. And he kind of give me this story of she was an Indian or Native American, and he would always describe her as having hair, real long hair that came down almost to her waist in the back, and he just always described that, but didn't go into detail. That was it. I was like pulling hen's teeth from him, try to pull this information out. It was interesting, but still I didn't know a lot. But I think my dad was interacting with the cousins that he grew up with and knew and visited with. And it was just something that I don't think he even realized that was a missing link for me. And actually, some of my work with him didn't know I was related to him.
Do you think it's a situation where there were things that maybe your dad didn't want to talk to you about? Perhaps this was a more complicated narrative than he wanted to go into.
My dad really didn't. I think he was more protecting me from a lot of the things and things that were going on.
Melungeons? Okay.
A mysterious race of people
known as the Lost Tribe of Appalachia, that has baffled historians and scientists for hundreds of years. Who were they? How did they get here? And more importantly, where did they go? Coming up, the true, untold story of the Melungeons, Appalachia's Lost Tribe.
Going out.
They were Melungeon. Oh, Melungeon.
Hancock County, Tennessee, one of the wildest and most beautiful places in Appalachia. Even today, there aren't any railroads or interstates, and there are only a handful of narrow, twisting two-lane state highways meandering through this remote area. For centuries, only the hardiest of souls called these mountains home, and among them were perhaps the most mysterious race of people in America, the Melungeons. For the most part, their population was clustered atop Newman's Ridge in places like Snake Holler, Mulberry Gap, or Blackwater Creek, and other remote areas just across the state line in Virginia. They weren't black or white or Native American. Their unique physical appearance consisted of dark, wavy hair with European features such as dark or gray eyes and thin noses and a unique bump on the back of their head. To this very day, no one knows exactly where this exotic race of people came from or how they got in these mountains. Historically, Melungeons kept to themselves, living separate from both Native Americans and whites, and they never participated in any of the wars that these two populations waged against one another. Because of their isolation, their existence went largely unnoticed in Appalachia until the late 1800s. Yet, there were clues of their existence much earlier. For example, in the late 1600s, French explorers reported finding men who weren't Indian or white in the mountain pockets of modern-day Tennessee. And during the formation of the lost state of Franklin, John Sevier was next to write about them in the 1780s when he noted that there was a colony of dark-skinned, reddish-brown complexion people supposed to be of Moorish descent living in the mountains of East Tennessee who called themselves Melungeons and claimed to be of Portuguese descent. And by 1795, even the census listed 300 free, non-white persons living in the mountains of East Tennessee. And since there had never been slaves or more than 50 blacks living in this area at the time, these 300 free, non-white persons were apparently the first government acknowledgement of the existence of Melungeons. And by the late 1800s, that number had increased to over 700 people. And that's when the existence of this mysterious race began to appear in newspapers all across America, attracting the curiosity of countless historians and scientists who descended on East Tennessee and Virginia to investigate the Melungeons. Some speculated that they were descendants of shipwrecked Portuguese sailors, while others claimed that they were lost colonists from the Outer Banks. Other researchers claimed that they were a mixed race of Indian and African and even Mediterranean. Wild theories emerged, stating that the origins of this race began when Hernando de Soto traveled through these mountains in 1540, while others contended that they might be the ancestors of Captain Juan Pardo, who brought an army of 125 Spanish men to the mountains in 1567, and that those men likely married with Native Americans. But perhaps the most spectacular theory were that they were actually Phoenicians who fled the ancient city of Carthage after the Romans conquered them in 146 BC. As fascinating as each theory was, the question still remained: who were these people? And how did they get here? Coming up next, We explore each of these theories, separating myth from reality, and examine new possibilities that may hold the key to unlocking the mystery of the Melungeons. Hey guys, JD here from the Appalachian Storyteller, and I hope you're enjoying this true story of the Melungeons. If you are, I hope you'll consider checking out my brand new book.
I sailed across the sea, told English. I sailed across the sea, told Englishmen he was Portuguese. And they pushed him west 'cause he had dark skin to Newman's Ridge with his other kin.
Hey, can you pause that for 1 second? Also, whenever you guys get a chance, there's an iconic picture of Marcus Garvey with a Caucasian man standing next to him by the name of Walter Plecker. Walter Plecker was one of the individuals who came up with this concept of black, white, Negro, colored, and all of these terms. So just keep that in mind. Look up that name, Walter Plecker.
You think somebody
also
came up with that? You don't think we already just naturally knew that people was black and white?
No, because listen, in those times, I'm telling you, there was no such thing. People weren't walking around, oh, you're black, oh, you're white. Those are somewhat new terms.
Yeah, but they use different terms. Yeah, but they use different terms for the same thing. Like they call Negroes. They called blacks Negroes. They called whites, I guess Anglos. Like they may not have used the same terms, but they trust me. Like nobody.
Oh yeah, they had different terms. Yeah, they had different terms.
They knew they were different from each other.
Yeah,
facts.
Yeah.
But they also understood they were human beings. That's it's all about.
But they weren't the same.
Yeah. In my lifetime, blacks have been called. Just in my lifetime, they've been called African Americans, blacks, now people of color. It's
so okay, so let me ask you this question real quick. Would you consider Elon Musk an African American?
I mean, he's a white African. He's a white guy who lived who's from the African continent. He's an African.
Right, he was born and raised in.
But he is really African American.
No,
right, and that's what we need to. And look, my man from Haiti speaking of facts. When you're dealing with situations where you're talking where you want to establish some things, you need to bring up nationality. Black, white, all of these things won't hold in the international court. You got people running around, especially so-called, and you always hear me say this, so-called black, so-called white, whatever. You'll hear these so-called black people say, oh, well, we want reparations, we want this, we want that. It's owed to us. So would you rather want reparations or reclamations? Reparations is just money. They're just gonna what? They're gonna feed you some money, make you happy.
You ain't getting even one, nigga. How about that?
what the fuck are we talking about, man? God damn.
I already know that. I know that for a fact. For the simple fact that for the simple fact we can't even we don't even know who we are. Well, some of us don't.
Oh, we don't know who who are we?
Are you a Melungeon, a Maluvian, whatever the fuck these people are?
We the original Melungeons?
No, I'm not a Melungeon.
Wait, what are we? What are we, Philly?
What are we?
Yeah.
Well, you have to find that out on your own.
Man, I know my mother and father. I know my mother and father is Haitian, man.
What are the?
I was born in the States.
What are the the so-called African Americans. What are they really?
But I have records, so you can try.
So they're not. So they don't represent a subgroup
Right, so that will
of
make you an
people.
American.
But I'm talking
What do
about
you mean?
like their genetics. Like
Yeah, I'm telling you, all of this was brought about through the guy Walter Plecker and a couple of other gentlemen when they started this whole thing with, evolution and, oh, because of the shape of this skull, this makes you dumber, or your skin's darker, this makes
Well,
you,
those things are
less
true though.
human.
Skull shapes
yeah,
are
we
different.
have different skull shapes though. That's just
Yeah,
that's
that's not
true.
like
Oh yeah. Oh, most definitely. But that doesn't make you any more intelligent
well,
or less smart.
we're less intelligent, so it be some. Listen, the skull shape. You know what's inside of the skull, though, right?
So what do you
Brain.
mean?
Yeah, man. So, like, I mean, how could the skull shape not have anything to do with any of that stuff, man?
Well, you should be. Well, he's dead now, so you can't ask him.
So are you saying that IQ like that doesn't mean anything, or
IQ can play a part to a certain extent. Yeah, you won't hear me disagree about that. But who's who you? There's plenty of exercises you can do to increase your IQ. Some may be born
Oh,
with it.
no.
Some may not be.
I don't think so. I think you can memorize stuff. You can memorize things, but I don't think that you can really innately increase your IQ.
You don't
Um,
think so?
no, I mean, I think they
No,
look.
if you take the homeless crackhead running around the street and throw him in a university, he's not going to get a triple digit IQ. That's not
Of
how that
course,
works.
You can
because
memorize.
he's chasing
You can
crack.
learn. No, you can learn things. You can learn things. You can learn. Um, you can learn things. Don't get me wrong. You can become smarter by reading. Your brain can get different grooves in it from reading, and things like that. I'm not saying that you can't like become smarter, but as far as your ability, your innate ability to like recognize sequences and your innate intelligence, I don't think that can be
Yeah, it
changed.
comes from genetics, right? My mother was a musician, and so was my father. My father was also an engineer, and a lot of those traits I have from both of them.
Mm,
so? Yeah, I
okay.
mean,
You won't hear. You will not hear me downplay genetics at all.
Let me show you
so
this though. Let me show you the shout out to fear resides within us. He says, "Ak LMAO, will you please make a country song about melungeons?" I'll think about it. I mean, I may do that, man. What in the world? TV says fisherman's favorite show is Curb Your Enthusiasm. God,
I don't know what that is.
it's a Jewish
what's his
guy,
name?
Larry
Larry
David.
David. Yeah.
Yeah.
Seinfeld
Um,
guy.
yeah, he's Jewish. He's straight Jewish. But did you know that you talked about skulls, Mystic Philly, and I think that you don't understand that everything's different. Okay, so like these are the eye sockets, right, of each group. Like so, these are the eye sockets of whites. Like if you find a skull, a fisherman's skull, just laying around somewhere, hot black, whatever, in 100 years they dig up their skull, their eye sockets are going to look like this, guaranteed. Now, if you find any of us, any of the brothers' skulls 100 years from now, our eye sockets are going to be more rectangular. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what it just is the way it is. That's how you can tell, right? And if you find a Ombrito or an Asian or something like that, because Ombritos and Asians have similar traits, their eye sockets are like almost perfectly circular. So this is where your eye sits, the thing where your eye sits in, and this is a result of this everything. Like the skull shape has a what they call a cascading effect. You ever heard of that, Fisherman? A
So you're
cascading
saying like it affects like every characteristic of the skull plays into other characteristics.
in the body, yeah.
Yeah.
Everything else is different. Like once one thing is different, everything has to be different. It's kind of like if you hurt one knee, then you got to overcompensate by walking the other
Right.
way on the other knee. You know what I'm saying? So but this is evolution. So like we're not only just different in like skin complexion, our eye sockets are different. What our eye sits in,
Yeah,
our
your whole
nose canals different,
genetic
our
makeup.
brow ridge. Yeah, so it's different. So when people try to say like, oh, race was invented in 1832 by
That's
John, whatever the fuck, like nah, my nigga,
yo.
race was
That's
invented at the beginning of time.
Well,
yeah.
listen.
That's one.
Well, okay.
Okay.
Well, I'm giving you an example of who these people you need to look up and read
Yeah, but
their
it
take
don't matter.
on.
It don't matter. They don't. I bet you they don't know about this. I bet you they don't know nothing about this. I bet you they don't know nothing
They the
about
ones
this.
who invented it.
Who? Who invented this? This is
You're talking
This
about.
is invented.
You're talking about. Listen. You're talking about. So you believe in evolution?
No,
You think we?
I believe in adaptations. Like over time, people, adapt. Like people with certain traits lived, and certain people with other traits died. So if you live, you have babies, and your babies take on those traits. I think what we see now, like when you see an African like with long ass arms and you know what I'm saying, a fucking skinny ass ankles, those people over eons were fitter and lived and made babies.
And they're
And
like,
these people, there were probably another group, there were probably 1,000 other groups of people in Africa that were, you know what I'm saying, had different features, and they all may have been dark skinned or whatever. But like for instance, if you look at somebody from the Sudan, you don't even have to ask them if they're from the Sudan. You could just look at them and you know they're from the Sudan. If you see somebody from Nigeria, you may think they're from Ghana or you may think they're from Cameroon. But if you Africans can tell. But even us over here, we can
Right.
tell like that motherfucker, like Nipsey Hussle, those type motherfuckers, those Ethiopians and Somalian types. You don't have to
Yeah, they
ask.
have certain features.
You don't have to ask, hey man, are you from Nigeria? Nah, they're gonna laugh if you ask some Ethiopian, are they from fucking Nigeria? They're gonna laugh at you. They're gonna think you trolling them because you know
Oh
they're
yeah,
not from Nigeria.
facts,
You know they're not from there.
facts, facts,
Um,
facts. I agree with that.
so those people, everybody, just fucked and over eons, and here we are.
that's all
But
like
as far
natural
as
selection.
yeah, adaptations, natural selection, shit like that's what I think happened. But
Right.
as far
Yeah.
as like understanding everything, no, I don't understand everything. I'm not gonna sit here and act
Right.
like
Your
I
surroundings
understand.
get. Yeah. Your
Yeah,
surroundings
it's
can
way
play a part
deeper.
on your genetics.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, this is
Yeah. You
where
will not hear
this,
me dispute that.
yeah, this is where conservatives and the Democrat niggas, they both agree, and I strongly disagree. Where it's like race is just this, it's like this just skin color thing. Like, nah, bro, it's so much. If you really dig into it, we're different in a lot of ways other than skin
Oh
color.
yeah.
Skin color
No.
might be
No doubt. No doubt.
that might be one of the most shallow ways we're different. If you really dig into it, skin color might be
Yeah, but it's the most obvious. It's on the outside,
yes,
so
but the most obvious. Yep.
Yeah, but as far as like being like, think about it, like when I see a brother like and I just look at brothers' arms, they brothers' arms is longer than white dudes, longer than Hispanic dudes. We got longer arms, man, and if you look for it, if you're geared to look for it, like I am, because I've studied this stuff
True.
on my own. I've studied a lot of these different like prognathis and things like that. If you're geared to look for it, you'll see it at the same intensity as you see skin color. You understand what I'm saying?
Facts. No, I'm
Like,
not. Listen, I'm not. I am not disputing what you're saying at all.
yeah, because when I look for prognathism, I'd be like, that's why I like another reason why I'm like, I'd be like, is Kamala black? Because yo, if you black, whether you Ethiopian, whether you Sudanese, whether you South African, whether you, that's one unifying thing. You gonna have prognathism. Um, so when you see a person who claims to be black and they don't have prognathism, it is kind of like, okay, well, like let me pull up Kamala now.
Would you think Kamala, first taking without you having any information about her, would you think that she was quote unquote black / African American?
Well, she was in
Uh,
Malawi.
yeah, well, I think she could be, but like when I look at her from the side view, um, she has what could be considered maybe a sloped forehead. Her forehead doesn't
Yeah,
protrude.
that's the sun for it.
Yeah, that is a sun. That's a sun
Yeah.
forehead. But as far as the nose, that's a glider, or in she has Indian. See, I haven't studied
She could be
Indian.
one of them Malugians or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, she
Right.
looked like a Melungian, bro.
Melungian, there you go.
But this
Like
the
Shakespeare and
prognathis.
Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, Thomas Jefferson.
I'm not seeing the prognathism. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking
George
that
Clooney.
the sun in her is very low. You know what I'm saying? The sun blood in her is like extremely low.
Yo,
Facts.
did you know Thomas Jefferson looked like Clay Thompson?
Yeah, right. We would have learned about that. Thomas Jefferson was a lily white man, man.
He
Um,
damn sure was.
yeah,
Wait,
these are
what the?
just
He
You
wasn't
just
no.
said.
Just
You
don't
just
even
said.
try, y'all. It's not
I
even
did
worth
not say
trying.
Thomas Jefferson.
The founding fathers. What the?
He said
I said
he said the founding fathers, and then he said
Abraham.
some, and then he
I
changed it to
said
Abraham
Lincoln.
Lincoln.
I said Abraham
It's not even
Lincoln
worth
was
it.
a Melungeon. And I spoke on the founding fathers studying Islam in secret.
Man, Thomas Jefferson rolling in his grave right now. He like, what the fuck is going on?
and do you know
Pull
Sally
up,
Hemings wasn't
pull
even
up some
black.
of the pictures that I'm wearing. Pull up
The
some of the
woman they
pictures that
claim
I'm wearing the garb.
the woman that they claim he slept with, that he was in a relationship with, that woman, she's not even she wasn't even black. She was um like 1/16 black. Sally Hemings.
But
Um
Yeah, we
it
all
was
mixed
one
around.
drop though. It was one drop though.
no
I,
no she,
I,
no she no she was she was 1/16. She wasn't there was no one drop. One drop was one drop is overestimated. Like they had a whole class of mulattoes and octoroons that owned slaves, that were freedmen. It's the life back then was very much like life is now. Like, whereas you may say, oh, things are a certain way, but then it's very complex. Like, yes, you had the one drop rule, but you had a bunch of blacks who owned slaves, a bunch of blacks who had their own plantations.
Facts.
You had a
Oh
bunch
yeah,
of
facts.
octoroons. You had a bunch of octoroons. You had a bunch of You know what I'm saying? People like that they would call white passing or whatever. They just lived in regular society, and they just owned stuff. This notion that every black person was a slave in those days is
Yeah,
not
I
true.
wouldn't call them
But
slaves. Yeah,
I don't want to get into all that. I don't
I
want to
would
get
say
into
they
all that.
was employees.
Look at this though. This is like the profile. Like that right there is more an indicator of your race than I think some skin color is. Because if we're saying Kamala's black and all these light skinned motherfuckers is black, your hair texture, prognathis, things like that are more indicators of your race than your skin color.
Facts.
You dig what I'm saying? You can't
Right.
look
While
at
we
your
have
hair.
9 ether, they have 6 ether. I understand that.
That's why we have what?
We have 9 ether hair. They have 6 ether hair.
Non-ether hair? I don't know what you
Yeah.
said.
While our hair curls. There's a natural
Uh-huh.
curl to it, or nappy, or kinky, as they call it.
Right.
Theirs
Yeah,
tend to
yeah.
fall down.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, definitely. But this right here, side view, and I was looking at Caitlin Clark the other day, from the side view, and she's got this look like a motherfucker. And it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like this is just what it is. Like, and this has and then knowing that their eye sockets are different, their skull shapes are different. Their foreheads, like look at her forehead, it's not sloped. Hers is sloped. It's it's just the differences are everywhere. It's so deep that to act like you know everything and that you got it all figured out. I literally learn something new just about every time I dive into these topics, man. I don't know anything
Oh
about
yeah, oh yeah.
nothing.
Same here, same here. I'm not saying I know everything.
All I know is what I know. All I know is what I see. And when I look at white people, they all got this. They all got that. Like the white people that's white, not the mixed ones, but the white ones, they all got that. And the black ones that's not mixed, they all got that. All of them. Because I be looking for it. Ever since I learned about it, I look for it.
Yeah, I started looking for it too. After I heard you talk about it, I never paid attention to it.
Me neither. I didn't pay attention to it before either. Now when I look at Kamala, man, I say I'm trying to figure out what she is, and I'm like, I come back to that, man, and I'm like,
Yeah, they say. Well, the word is they say her mother is Hindu. She's Indian, but then the father is claiming that he was. What did he say he was? He was Irish and Hindu or Indian, but he worked on the plantations in Jamaica.
What?
There
mm.
are black Indians, so that is possible.
Black Indians?
Oh
Yeah,
yes, sir.
South India.
No,
Yeah,
no, South. Yeah,
not
there
not
is.
like African sons. They
Oh,
Not
okay.
our
Oh, okay.
yeah,
dark skin.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. It's dark. It's Indians that's darker
Yeah,
than
that's what they call the low
I.
class.
It's some
Some
crispy
of
ass
the
Indians.
Dalits, yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
As far
they
as
have a
skin,
caste
yeah,
system
skin
But they
color,
themselves.
yeah.
still, got that straight hair.
yeah. It almost looks like it's straightened with a straightener or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah, they
yeah,
got some poop. They got some poop black Indians over there.
yeah, definitely. But those people aren't African. They aren't us. They
Yeah,
aren't us at all.
that's why you can't just base. That's why it's just not skin color. It's other shit too. It's other traits that you can identify, and there's
Oh
other
yeah,
traits.
without a
Yeah.
doubt.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing people don't want to, they don't ever want to associate with the race is the behavioral traits and the cognitive traits. It's just people don't want to go there, but you can. It's a lot of traits that are correlated with certain groups of people, man.
Because of the
It just is what
conclusions
it
that
is.
it would lead you to if you accept it.
Yeah, like it's studies done on this shit. If you want to really dig into it, but
Yeah, tons of them.
Yeah. I when I look at her, man, I'm just me, man. When I'm looking at her, I'm seeing like I'm not seeing a black woman. I'm just not seeing one, man.
Yeah, me either.
You know what I'm saying? Like the now don't get me wrong. I think there's some black blood in there somewhere. I'm not acting like she don't have any admixture. You know what I'm saying? She's got some admixture, maybe about
Right.
10%, maybe even 15.
her mom looked like a straight up Patel.
Yeah,
Yeah, her
straight
mom
red
looked like a
dot.
Patel.
Yeah, but the dad's got something in there.
Have you
Dad
seen her
got
dad
something.
before?
Yeah,
I think I said her
Yeah.
dad was like a coolie or something like that.
yeah, he
Her
got
pop looked
something
like
in it.
her pop looked like her pop was black a little bit.
Her
Yeah,
dad looked like a.
Yeah, but he was claiming that he was he was Indian. His family owned land and slaves in Jamaica, and he's part not Polish. I'm sorry, Irish and Hindu or Indian.
So he was a Melungian.
salute, man. And on that note, man, same black time, man. Same black channel.
Y'all crazy. But like I
Ah,
said, look up. I'm telling you, look up
ah.
the past presidents in the
Salute to Deluxe
masonry.
247,
All
aka
right,
Kyle Ripken, aka the real MVP, coming through once again.